Hold on, let me refresh.
Mm-hmm. Start the stream off with a drink. Greetings, folks. Greetings. Come on,
Are you
YouTube,
on the
catch
crack?
up. There we go.
Thank you. There we go. Good job.
Did you just ask it if it was on crack?
Yes, because I would refresh it and then it wouldn't play. And I'm like, why do I have to
Not-
push the play button for it to play when you should just refresh and
Not
play?
one time ever will we start normally.
No.
No.
We're not gonna. We are not gonna make it. No.
So hey, folks, we are here, and you know we had to take some time off and celebrate the New Year's and all of that. I'm a year older now, so I've survived another year. Jumanji, yay, we made it. I would like to exit the simulation now, please.
No.
That's rude.
Nar.
Why? Just dash all my dreams away.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And hello to our lovely chat. Hey, Scott. Amy, I was reading when you first came here. How do you mean you haven't seen episode 4, ma'am? You know we're going to spoil, right?
It's my favorite so far. I'm just pissed.
Hey, Damaris.
A terrible sequel. Everybody hates that movie. Everyone. It's been unanimous.
There are elements that I will say I like, particularly because of the character that I mentioned last time, who will very likely be making his debut next season if they are keeping to track. But yeah, there's not a whole lot that's redeemable about the Sea of Monsters movie. It's probably going to tick you off. There are some moments where I like, because you know the fantasy is always going to speak to me no matter what. But yeah, that's the people that don't like that movie. They're not wrong. Ron, what's good, bruv?
Hello.
Oh man. Okay, so you got AK, Child of Poseidon, Manic Meeks, Child of Aries. And our goal this evening is to talk about these petty ass gods.
Petty.
And their petty ass kids. And then they wonder why their kids is petty too. You have the nerve to talk about you mad at your daughter because she went along with a plan to where Percy said, you know what?
Disrespect.
What are we going to do with the head? Seal, send.
Signed, sealed, and delivered, because bitch, that's yours.
Because Percy is that motherfucker. That has been the whole point of some of us out here that we've been trying to tell you. Again, shout out to the girl Nick Marina. I think she has the best back and forth between like the Potter heads and people that love Percy. That's all I'm gonna say. Percy is petty. Petty Percy. And I'm here for all of his petty. But let's rewind back to that. You know, we have received this quest, and we're out here in the strokes of it all, and we get to okay. Well, you know what? Well, there's a reason Percy has New York energy. Percy is from New York. That's why. There's a reason he has that energy, yeah. And you know how we do. Look, you mess around for a while, yeah, but when you truly and absolutely do get on our nerves, you will fuck around and find out. And Percy, what is Percy, like 12 here? And he's already like, okay, yeah, this shit don't.
I don't have time for it. Like, y'all.
Nigga, what? You said what?
Come on. Foghorn Leghorn. I said, boys. I said.
Seriously, Percy is that kid. And I feel like he will just tell you straight every single time, and he will give you at least not I don't want to say like 100% accurate thoughts on what he's saying, but he will always stay true to himself and who he is. And if he's down for you, if he is on your team, he will also do the same for you. So when it comes to these gods fucking up and being assholes as parents, Percy is that one kid that comes to camp and is like, this shit ain't cool, bruh.
Or he gets to camp and be like, so you trying to tell me that Zeus's idea to save his daughter was turn this bitch into a tree? Huh?
Not kill the Minotaur? No, it wasn't a Minotaur with them. It was a Cyclops. Actually, no. I know why he wouldn't want to kill the Cyclops, but you couldn't just save her life.
You couldn't just like
transport them into the camp.
You couldn't move one or move the other.
You couldn't just like block.
No. We could turn this bitch into a trash.
The weapon coming at her head.
Turn her into
a fucking tree because you wanted to save her life.
Mm-hmm. So now we got the bitch in the tree. Tree bitch. Just put an asterisk.
Put an asterisk on the tree bitch.
And Percy has me dying, so he just turned he turned her into a home for squirrel and pine cones? Huh.
Again. Percy is petty and he brings that energy, and you know what? He get it from his dad. Well,
he is correct though. I'm like, out of all the ideas, Zeus,
like his brothers.
This is what you led with.
But yeah, and he's absolutely right. I remember when I first saw that, and I was like, yeah, okay, that I brushed over it. But then reading it, it's explained a bit differently in the book, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, Zeus, you are literally like the motherfucker up there.
The point in the pyramid of gold.
You couldn't just like save her, extend the barrier those few feet that she had to run, and just say, whoop, got you. The Cyclops thump comes down and it just hits the barrier and bounces off. You turned her into a tree. That was your best solution, bro. You know why? It's because Zeus will literally stick his peen in anything. And I mean, this dude has turned himself into different things just to get at chicks. So, that child of mine needs saving. Whoop, tree. And he thought that was the greatest solution ever.
He was like, what is the easiest?
He probably had a whole feast up there on Mount Olympus.
He was high-fiving bitches left and right. He was high-fiving bitches left and right.
You know he was. And they all up there petty with him. And they're high-fiving him as he's walking by. And as soon as he turned his head, they like,
a tree. Bitches is whispering.
Oh my goodness gracious, seriously. I really do hope that this series does go through all of the books in the sections that they are in, because Hera definitely comes into play once we get to the Roman pantheon.
Question, is he still writing Percy books? Like, is Percy's story done and he's gone on to the other ones, or he's like doing everything all together?
I don't know, because I haven't read this. The Apollo series, I believe, is what is here now, but a lot of times Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, to some extent, they are all intermixed in these mythologies. But it's highly possible that Percy is either off doing some random side quest that isn't in the Apollo series, and he'll come back later. The main world, I don't think ever gets completely shut out. They always do show different connections.
Okay, he said a new book just came out, because I was wondering if it was like a at the end of their series, whatever last book was,
it's
and then
where
they move on to the next one.
The one picks up. That's normally how he does it.
And then they wouldn't go back to anybody else. Okay, but it's like a continuous
it's a continuous cycle, and everything in his universes are connected. So I wouldn't say that the last time we see anyone is like the last book in their series. I think they will definitely pop up throughout all the different series also. He's pretty good at showing these kids how they grow and get older too. So I would actually like to see adult Annabeth and Percy, because I'm sure they still walk around kicking ass.
Coco Jones, unless they're actually like going into the correct ages. They're going to follow them like Harry Potter. Then in that case, keep them kids the same. Don't change nobody out.
Yeah.
Yerp.
And for the way the story's written, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to keep the kids, unless they like just puberty smacks at all of us in the face and they just end up looking like grown ass adults like they do almost now, and they have to get a younger cast in.
Well, I do have a question for
Kims. How are you?
With the books, is it like every year? Like every book is a different year, or is it just like a continuous story?
I think it's just a continuing story.
Because I wasn't sure if there's like birthdays. I was like, oh, this is this year, and this is next year, which would be easier to show when as they get older.
Things, yeah.
So it makes sense them getting older. But if they're having to stay the same age throughout the entirety of the story, then that's going to be a problem.
It's not the entirety of the story. I will say that maybe I would allow for a year, or not even a full year. Just we'll say some months in between each series, because the things that happened in the Roman books, they referenced a lot of things that happened in the original Greek Percy books. But Percy was all up in the Roman story also.
I like how I'm trying to like figure out this age thing so I can keep these same actors. Like it's something like it's my job.
I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard for them to do. I mean, look at the Stranger Things kids. Puberty is puberty. I mean, they're all about to be 35 like adults now. But I mean, but they're also, the show is also about to be over too. And that's even if they actually filmed this last season. Hopefully they don't cut us off like they did with Westworld. Bastards.
It depends.
Yeah, we will have to see.
But
yeah, continuous story for each summer. That's what I thought. Yeah, okay, I definitely do need to in the words of River's song, spoilers, I'm a high five you for that Doctor Who reference. I appreciate that. I love River's character. Okay, let me look at the first thing that was on my list here
for episode 3.
Episode 3, yes, episode 3. My first note is actually I think it might have been right at the very beginning. I think was the where the professor was trying to go through the list of what qualities you should want in a companion on your side quest, and he didn't even get a whole sentence out. Person's like Annabeth.
Exactly. Cut to the chase.
Well,
Chase
Percy.
Said what I said.
Oddly enough, her last name is Chase.
Yeah,
which I think is great.
Cut to it.
Percy, shouldn't you hear all of the sir? No. I don't know how much time we got here, so let me just break this down. Okay, I need this, and this done. That's dangerous and all that. I get it, right? You understand? Yeah. Okay. Well, in this situation, do you think she would actually do this without hesitation if it needed to be done, or would I pick somebody else? He looked over Annabeth, look back. Okay, so companion number 2 still needs to be chosen. Like, look, stop testing this kid. Does he have a lot to learn? Absolutely. Especially when it comes to the proper way of fighting and using his powers during fights. But is he wrong in how quickly he can assess someone's personality and their demeanor? No, not at all.
Yes, because you know the answer to this. You read the books, but I don't. And I don't like Luke. Okay, so he was like, I got a friend. You ain't got no friend in Luke. Okay, Toy Story, you don't got a friend in him. No, I don't believe in that. So that's the only thing where I'm like, he's correct with Annabeth. I think he's correct with Grovey Grove, but he is wrong with Luke. I don't trust Luke. I don't like it. How'd you get that scar on your face? I don't trust it.
I can neither confirm nor deny the validity of your side eye.
I'm just saying, so that's why I'm like, he might be a good judge in character after hanging with somebody for a while and traveling, but not off first meet, because he just needed a friend and Luke slid in there and I don't like that.
He did need a friend. He did need a friend. And was Luke the right one to slide in there?
I don't like it.
Put a pin in it. That's all I can say. Put a pin in it.
Thank you. But he did choose correctly with Annabeth because we got stuff to do.
You kind of already have the answer to this question, though. Meeks, that the show has already given you the answer.
For Luke?
Yeah. The Oracle said you'll be betrayed by one called friend.
But he has multiple friends.
Does he?
As right now it could be Annabeth or it could be Grover, and it's not a negative as a betrayal. Right now, it could be something as simple as not going with him on this one thing. They don't tell you how big the betrayal is.
Because she has not seen the movies or read the books.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying out of chat, because I know chat is like, well, maybe I'm looking this way. I'm looking this way.
Like I said last time, I'll say the same thing. Put a pin
I have not looked at a thing. Oh yeah, by the way, I was for me it's a spoiler on casting, because I was trying not to see who was casted as his father.
Yeah.
But I know, and I'm excited.
I mean, well, I was today years old when I found out that person was Professor McGonagall's son. So that was cool. Thank you for sharing that spoiler with me.
I bet you smell like outside and water. I bet you he smelled like, because listen, I bet you he smelled like outside and water. Yes. You know, outside and water are two different types of smell. You got outside that smells like grass. You got outside that smells like flowers. You got outside that smells like dirt and then trees. Okay. And then you got outside that smells like metal.
Right. See, that's why I did the locking it away. I'm not giving away that.
And that's why I'm not over here, because I see y'all just right. I'm over here.
And yet, yes, the novice spoilers. Perhaps I need to start putting that in my descriptions again. I thought it was a known fact, but you're correct. Yes, these streams, and I did say it at the beginning. You weren't here. These streams are absolutely always
for the episode,
spoilerific for the episodes
that we are talking about, not the information in the books.
Yeah, and I may have given away one thing last stream, but I am trying through this series to not give anything huge.
I don't know what it is. We're
okay,
good.
well, cool. Don't go back and watch that stream then. Excellent.
I'm like, girl, where? I don't remember.
Oh, it was never off the list. I just, for whatever reason, I had ran out of time when it was on the air, and
I was standing right behind this man and sniffed right in the middle of his back, like.
Hilarious. and this is why I hang out with me.
I love this man so much.
Because of these lovely descriptions. I swear you need to be doing more recaps, man.
Listen, they liked the last recap I did for episode 3 on the video for episode 4.
No, I mean like just separate recaps, like big ones, like you did for the movies.
Oh, see, that's so hard. And that takes a lot of time.
It literally takes you 20 minutes of freestyling. You don't script
exactly 20 minutes.
It comes out the way it's meant to come out every
and then
time.
I gotta like add the extra stuff, because if I make a reference, then I gotta like add the reference. Because a lot of people don't know the reference sometimes. Like not a lot of people know that when I was talking about Thalia and I kept saying, girl, look at her, the branch on the tree and a tree and a hole in the ground. Don't nobody know where that's from unless you watched Barney. Because the green grass grows all around. You know what I'm saying?
I smoked too much bud. I can't remember shit. There was a time in my life I could say same. Now I don't have to smoke it. It's dangerous to me if I do. But there's other ways to consume those things. See, the actress who plays Medusa. Yeah. Oh, she.
That's not her name.
She was a baddie on Black Sails. Yeah, she was a baddie on Black Sails. So yeah, I absolutely appreciated how she played Medusa here too. I am a big Uma Thurman fan, and I did like a bit of the whimsy that she gave that character in the Sea of Monsters. But nah, baby girl here, yeah, she did that. She did that, and I enjoyed seeing that very much. And that brings me to another point. When they're on the way there, Percy's complaining like, yo, why didn't we just get some plane tickets or something? And again, y'all not giving this boy the proper information you need to be giving him. No, Percy, you cannot fly.
I said the same thing.
Except on special occasions, because your uncle is that petty that if a child that is of one of his brothers touches the sky, which he sees as his domain, he will kill a whole plane full of people.
Come on,
just everybody. To get you out.
Everybody on that plane is now named Percy.
You might not even die though, for real. You might.
The plane is named Percy. Everybody on that plane and the plane is named Percy.
Everyone is gone.
Go down.
So no, you can't. You can only take the Greyhound or Amtrak, and I'm sorry that those are your only two choices.
Because I said the same thing. I was like, first of all, why didn't they give him plane tickets? And second of all, y'all gave him $200 to go across country for 3 people. This is not 1976.
Wait, no. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They don't need actual dollars in the amounts that you're thinking because they have drachmas. You forget.
No.
The mist covers up the mystical world, but there's places all over everywhere that they can
for
go
3
and spend
people.
that money. Yes.
To eat on a
Yes.
how long is a bus? Hold on. Let me get the bus ride. Let me Google it.
Where
Let me see how many miles.
Well, from New York to here is bare minimum 10 hours. That's if you're speeding. So 12 hours if you want to do the speed limit. So going over to St. Louis, that's a few days trip.
No, but remember, they're supposed to go all the way to Los Angeles. And they gave them $200.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They're not going to.
Hold on,
well,
but
if the tickets are already paid for, then the cash is all they'll need for eating at the stops. Like them stopping off at that hotel, that wasn't planned. They just had to improvise that.
What hotel?
They
was on the train in the 4th episode. They was on a different. They went from a bus to a train.
Okay.
Because the bus got bust out in episode 3 when they were running.
Yeah,
because Electo was on the bus.
He got hit with the dart. And wherever they stopped, they remember when he started getting sick, they put him in the pool and started like splashing him.
Oh no, it wasn't a hotel. That was the St. Louis Arch.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it takes 2 days and 16 hours to get from New York to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
a straight shot. The only place they would need to stop at is the Greyhound stations. And there's food there, so they wouldn't need to go anywhere. They don't need to pay for a hotel or go sleep anywhere. They don't need to.
Well, that was before they had to switch to a train. Train tickets are expensive. Don't let the people fool you. Train tickets are expensive. So
no, they are.
So they should be completely out of money at this point because they only had $200.
Regular money, maybe. But
yeah, but you can't use drachma. You can't use drachma at the store. How would
you be able to tell if one of them gave you a drachma?
Why would you use a drachma when you actually need the drachma for the underworld? Because you got to have the drachma there.
You don't need all of the drachma for the underworld.
See, I think they was cheap and they was lazy by not giving them kids more money. How you gonna send somebody across the country for $200 with $200 in their pocket for 3 people?
That fits the narrative. That fits the narrative.
It does fit the narrative.
Exactly.
And the narrative is cheap.
And they have
that's why they're trash.
one-track minds.
And they're trash.
That is the point. That is the exact whole point.
Yes.
That's why
I'm making a point of the point.
That's why it makes sense.
Trash.
And yes,
that's why you're trash.
ATM.
Yeah, like
I'm trying to remember if that was a book thing or if that was just a movie thing.
Not Scary Movie 2 showed you how to do it. Unsubscribe. Unsubscribe.
Oh man.
Unsubscribe. Yeah, so I'm like trash for that. And then second of all, I didn't pick up on when she was in the store and she was reading the snacks. I was like, girl, what are you looking at? Why are you taking so long with the snacks? I forgot that they're all like dyslexic.
Yes, it takes a minute. So
I completely forgot.
Little things like that, like they're not making it a big deal, but we still have to be reminded that it's there because it's a very big deal with how their powers work and how they see their outlook on the world in general.
I don't even notice it anymore.
They're like that. It's just that one little tidbit. And yeah, you do wonder why she's looking at the Jawbreakers.
Yeah, because I'm dyslexic.
You know what they are. She just can't read the fine, and it's fine print that she's trying to read too, but she makes it worse.
But for me, I can see the words out of order, and I automatically put them back in the order, and I understand what was supposed to have be said. You can't tell I'm dyslexic until I read when I have to slow down because I keep moving words around.
Yeah.
But looking at stuff and actually reading it to myself, I just put them where it's supposed to go. Just keep moving. I don't know how to explain it. So I was like, I forgot about that.
In a regular situation, I think she would have been able to do that. No problem without having to sit there and stare at it. But her senses are heightened now.
Yeah, because she's trying to pay attention to everything.
She's actually in battle mode right now. Even just going to get snacks, she knew that they needed to stay on the bus and she needed to be the one to go out there because she was going to catch any heat that was coming at them first before they noticed.
Okay, question about what do they call? I keep calling them harpies. What are they? Furies?
Furies.
And listen, you're correct. You're correct.
Look, we have our look, you see on the titles. Yeah, we've already figured out who our godly parents would be.
And so I have a question about the Furies.
Mm-hmm.
Are they the same people? Like, are they going to be the same actors? Like, are they duplicates of the same person?
I don't know.
Or okay,
I have not looked up a lot about the cast listing.
Okay,
I am interested in seeing how they do that though.
Because like, she technically died in the first one, right? But she dusted.
They don't die.
Yeah, she got dusted technically.
They get dusted and then
go back down to the underworld.
Goes by, and then okay. What's the video game word I'm looking for? They respawn.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Like the Minotaur. The Minotaur is not dead. He's just not here right now. He'll be back.
Okay, so anything from the mythical world can pretty much be temporarily removed, but they're always going to come back.
If they are classified as monsters, yes.
So Medusa is not dead.
No, I don't. Well, she is a special case.
Was it because she's not originally a monster?
Yeah, she's one of the few that is a special case. Her right now, actually, no, I'm dumb. No, it works because this is still the same Medusa that Perseus fought way back in the old school Greek days. So
she's just gonna technically respawn.
She respawns. She's gonna respawn eventually. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know because I'm like, okay, wait a minute, because if they're using the same actress.
It's a technical gray area because there's a lot of tomfoolery that goes on in these mythologies in the background. So
because I'm like, okay, so they use the same actress Karen. I'm gonna call her Karen because that's what she is. Karen from Will and Grace. All right, that's her name.
I know. That was her.
I was like, they used Karen in the first episode, and then she got killed, and then I was like, well, she didn't really get killed. She got dusted, so that's why she was able to come back in episode 3 and sit on the bus and have Annabeth sit there with her mouth open talking about Thalia in the tree. Every time they mentioned that bitch in the tree, I was hollering.
That's on my agenda to watch after we're done, is to go and watch your reviews for
my gosh,
these 2 episodes.
They had me dying. And she was like, well, if Thalia would have been better, she wouldn't have been turned into a fucking tree, huh, bitch? I was like,
and for real, all I will say about Thalia is you can definitely see the family resemblance in demeanor when it comes to her and Percy. You can see, they are absolutely cousins.
I think that's my favorite
part.
That
their parents have that same type of energy, and there's just so much cool stuff. That's why I match energies next to Thalia's name,
because they can look like anybody. The gods can look like anybody. So I feel like that just opens up everything for casting. It doesn't matter because they can look like anybody.
Which is exactly the point that Rick Riordan was trying to make.
Yeah.
Everybody that gave any type of pushback on Annabeth being cast, he was like, you know what? I'm not here for that. No.
I'm stupid. And supposedly he's in every episode. Rick Riordan is in every episode.
Damn it. Now you're giving us Easter eggs to look for, Rick.
Mm-hmm. He was in episode 1, he was next to the principal and he's like the teacher. Mm-hmm. In episode 2, he was one of the stone statues. They made a stone statue version of him. Episode 3. Let me see episode 3.
I do want to talk about those statues too. After
that was episode 3. Episode 2. Where was he in episode 2? I have to look.
That's kind of cool. That I like when creators do random quirky things like that. Once their medium gets put into a different form, I dig that. I dig that a lot.
You see me just looking up.
Google that. Anytime you hear the keys going, that's Meeks looking up some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, with Medusa and actually no, let me backtrack before we get to the stones. Actually, the Satyr Council. Yeah, we find out. Let me turn off my mic. Is that? Wait. That's not in the. Okay, no. Save that for episode 4. We'll get back to the satyrs and their things when we get to episode 4. But Grover, actually. Grover is kind of adorable. And I don't like that he has to be in the middle of these two hotheads all the time in these travels. For those of you that have read the books, and also especially I think if you've listened to the audio books, the Grover that we're seeing on screen here, I think just fits so well with the Grover in the book. Like he's adorable. He's very underrated. You know, these things that he gets into, he gets blamed for being clumsy and a whole bunch of nonsense. But yeah, oddly enough, Luke, I think, said it the best. You know, don't count Grover out. He's a lot stronger and smarter than people think he is. And Grover's arc has some really, really awesome things coming. So another reason why I hope that they can actually stick with this these 3 kids throughout the whole series, because there's some greatness coming that's already in the works, is being set in the works already. The breadcrumbs are being sprinkled as to what his ultimate his goal in this series is going to be. So I'm looking forward to that. What are your thoughts on Grover here, especially for how he's trying to get them to just simmer down and not
I feel like even though he's supposed to be 24, you can tell he's around the same age as them. Like the character itself, either mentally, I'm not quite sure how.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, wait, that little boy is 24? What?
No.
I was really about to say, wait a minute, hold the fuck on here.
Because he's supposed to be 24, but he maneuvers like a young kid still. So I don't know how the satyrs age.
It's because he's still, to the satyrs, he's still in that age. Okay. For them, he's a kid.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
He's still, he is a protector, but he is not to the
he's
level
learning
of
still
that he should be. Yeah, he's still
he's still learning how to maneuver around, how to be focused on what he needs to be focused on. Because technically, he has to be focused on. I want to say right now I can think of 2 things, because you said he has his own thing. Okay, so he was in the Satyr Council. I knew he had to be in there somewhere. That's episode 2.
Okay, that makes sense.
Episode 1's teacher, episode 2 Satyr Council, episode 3 was the statue, and I didn't see him in episode 4, but I had to go back and rewatch. So I know that he has to deal with his own mission, like you just said, because I've been hearing people talk about it, and it makes sense because he was trying to follow his Uncle Ferdinand. He found him.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So you got to continue, you got to continue. So that's what he did. And then he also has to keep track of the both of them on, what's his name? Percy's mission. So I'm like, he has to learn how to, and not to mention, he has to be on the lookout for, that's 3 things. He has to be on the lookout for like shenanigans around them. Yeah. So, but so far, Annabeth is the one who's looking out and keeping an eyeball on. I'm not quite sure, why he's missing all that stuff, but neither here nor there. It's part of what he needs to focus on, and he's just learning how to juggle all of it. Yeah, he's learning how to juggle.
I don't remember what exactly the punishment was, but when they talk about him being Annabeth's protector, there was definitely a screw up there that he largely took the blame for, which again, Zeus, you could have just saved the girl's life. She didn't have to get turned into a damn tree. But whatever. Back to this episode.
Tree bitching. But yeah, so I do like him, and I can't wait to see more of him and be more useful. It's just that these damn episodes are so fucking short. Like, give me the full. K-dramas has spoiled me. Give me the full fucking hour. Give me the full hour.
I understand with the commercials being in there, it would only be like 40-45 minutes anyway.
I don't care.
We don't have commercials here, Disney.
Give me that. This last episode 4, was like 33 minutes. We had another 15.
I do. It's WandaVision all over again.
Pay me what you owe.
How you gonna give me a 10-minute episode, bro?
Pay me what you owe. Okay.
Again, so see, Lady D had to send a Raven over to HBO. Now she's gonna have to send a Raven over to Disney too, because now you got to pay what you owe. Because that's some nonsense.
Pay what you owe.
But I do have a gripe with some of their actions in this episode. Why the hell did it take y'all that long to get out that bus window? The girl came back there and said, y'all need to get out that window right now.
The first thing he was like, why?
Look over there.
No,
we see
there
the fucking
is no
rising.
why.
Oh, that's why. Okay,
There
get up and get out. What do they do?
No,
they just
why?
stay.
The moment she said, open the window. I'm putting my bag on and I'm busting out the window.
Why did they even go to the back seat? All of those windows on a Greyhound bus have those levers. You pop it in and then you push and you jump if you need to. What are we doing here?
I'm grabbing my stuff. I also get frustrated with them leaving their stuff. Like, so how y'all even get the tickets to the train in the next episode when y'all left y'all stuff? Who had the...
You know what that reminded me of? When the window shattered, the driver came on the intercom and said, please leave your belongings where they are and exit the bus. Everybody stood up and immediately started grabbing their bags.
What do I look
you know
like?
What the hell do you mean leave my belongings? What?
They try that. That's at work.
They
try that at work with a fire our fire drill. Like once we had a fire drill and they were like, leave your stuff, because it's drill. But we actually had a fire situation. And I'm like, wait, this is not a drill? We're not having a drill today? And he was like, no. And I was like, oh.
Taking all of my shit. Right.
He said, oh, just leave your stuff. I was like, why would I leave a $1,600 computer in here?
Insurance covers the company's property, not mine.
Not mine. I'm taking my laptop out of here. No, I'm taking my bag. I'm taking my laptop. I'm getting my wallet. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Bro, you would be amazed how many people on my floor, and this was years ago. There's several different people up on my floor now. But we did a tornado drill one time. And like, Ron, I think you would be able to picture this in your brain. Actually, you too, Niece, because it downtown is where I work. Mm-hmm. If we need to get out of the building, we have to go downstairs, obviously, of course, skip the freaking elevators because shenanigans can happen if you're actually in an emergency. And we go out and we go across the street. So that's coming down to High Street, High and Fulton, and then crossing the street and standing in front of the Commons over there. Great, that's fine. But their thing is leave all your stuff up there. And y'all know what that area is like. If anything pops off in any one of those buildings, I'm not going to be able to get back in anytime soon to get my stuff. I work, again, downtown. High Street is one of our main roads. I have a bus pass. I will come downstairs with all my shit, check in. Hey, I'm good. But since some shit's going on, the building's on fire, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go home. And I'll see y'all whenever the next time is we're actually back on work. Otherwise,
I'll real nice.
Remotely, and that's it. And I will get on the bus and then I will go home.
3-hour minimum wait. Listen, I'm not even getting that. I already told my boss. I'm like, listen, let me tell you what, if it was a real, absolutely, positively emergency, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be there. There's no point. If there is a real emergency in our building, we're not going to be there. Like, we had a bomb threat and nobody told us. Like, what? Nobody told us. I was outside trying to get lunch and my DoorDash was trying to deliver and they blocked off the street. And I was like, why can't he come up here? Bruh. He's like, well, the road's closed. Why? And he was like, well, first of all,
that's
I'm
on
like,
West Broad, right?
Yes.
You're at the ODOT building, right?
No, I'm not the ODOT building. I'm at it's like a school, but half of it is for SWAT. Yeah. It's like that little building. Right. Yeah. It's like the little building, BMV, and then ODOT down
right next to the complex. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, no.
That is nuts.
Nobody told us anything. I was standing outside.
Main road.
I was standing outside with them waiting for my food. And they was like, we got a bomb threat and a shooter threat. And I was like, so when y'all gonna fucking tell me? And I'm standing out here with this white shirt on and a badge.
Right. Broad as daylight. No,
ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Don't look in the chat. Don't look in the chat. Hold on. Un momento. I'm removing that. Only because I do not want Meeks to be spoiled looking at that, because that's kind of big. That character there and how it weaves into the story. Okay. I was like, bloop. And hello, Mother Roan. How do?
Hello, Mother Roan. Yeah, so they didn't tell me anything, and I was and I was like, so y'all, I could have been out there gotten shot because didn't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah,
Cool.
That shit is wild.
Cool. So I don't leave stuff. I go home. I'm gonna get into my car. I'm gonna drive home.
Like, did they not have any? And I'm sorry, I know this is off topic, but I'm just madly curious because we're both in government jobs. Did they just like not tell people? Like, there was no announcement over the loudspeakers in the building or nothing?
No announcement or nothing. So when I got back in there, I was outside for like 5 minutes trying to get my food, and eventually he had to like drive off, and he refunded me my money because he couldn't get me my food.
Yeah.
And so I went back in there after 5 minutes, and when I sat down at my desk, they sent an email saying that there was a threat, so everybody has to, you know, stay inside. And I was like, that's so perfect, seeing as I was outside.
Email.
An email.
That's some
an email.
That is some
an email. And we have the thing is, we have a call list. I had my phone with me. All they had to do was call me. All they had to do was call me, put it over the loudspeaker, and
y'all don't have like the emergency system for y'all's level of government.
We do, but we can't set it off in our area.
That's nonsense. Every head of the department should be able to have access to that.
Now, we had an emergency red phone because we're here 24/7, but they took the emergency phone out. So I was like, so if there's an emergency, you want to call?
That's different. Yeah, that's a little different than this here, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Random tangent, y'all.
Yeah, it was just
that is just.
Yeah. So them leaving their stuff and him only grabbing the box of shoes really irritated me because I was like, where's y'all money?
Especially for as long as y'all were standing there. Nobody thought to put slide the backpack on while y'all sitting there watching her come down the aisle at you.
You had enough
while
time.
You see that people can't see what she is, so they're just trying to get around her and maneuver.
That was still more time. They had ample time to grab their things, open up the window, and leave.
Till she got back there. And no, it wasn't even when she got back there. Her sister came through and smashed through the back trying to get him. And because of that, because Annabeth was quick enough on her feet, she got that celestial bronze in the chest, and she had to go away.
I don't care if they're 12 ADHD. This is my stuff.
That's not an excuse.
I'm trying to live. I'm trying to live.
You are on a quest, and you know that bitch's aim is to kill you.
Like, no,
or at the very least take you hostage. Nah, you got no excuses on that.
No, I'm leaving with my stuff.
Hey, Chantal.
Hi, Chantal. I'm leaving with my things, with my bag of stuff.
I'm grabbing my backpack. If I got like a little rucksack under the seat or whatever, I'm grabbing that with the box of shoes, not just the damn dingy box of shoes, and I'm jumping out the window. Like, Annabeth, for Annabeth shouldn't have even had to say anything, because just right when she got back there is when the chick stood up. And while she's talking, they look forward like, oh, they found us. But y'all already knew that
she appeared out of nowhere. So she was using the hat. Why was she using the hat? Would have been my shit like, oh God, she got the hat on, y'all. Somebody's here.
I think she put the hat on because she sensed that she was in there.
But I'm saying seeing them seeing Annabeth appear out of nowhere because she took off the hat, I'd have been like, bitch, why you got the hat on? Why you got the hat on? I'm out. Girl, we got the hat on.
That's how me and you would think. You can't always use logic in these stories. And I get it, they're kids. Panicky. I understand. But these ain't regular kids. They literally have training for battle already. Especially
you're on a mission.
Percy, I'll give a little bit of a pass on. He's not been in the demigod life, but for maybe a week. Maybe. Grover,
but you're on a mission.
Grover already knows.
And you're on a mission.
Grover should have been like, nah, Percy, get the fuck up, bro. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Plain and simple.
So they left their stuff and jumped out the back of the bus, and now they're in a forest with no stuff.
With no stuff. If this ain't like Hansel and Gretel +1, do you know what happens in the forest? This is why I don't like going camping. Don't go to the woods. I don't care how much you like nature. Nature will kill you.
Don't go to the woods.
Nature don't care about you.
Out of the woods, out of the woods, out of the woods. Not into the woods. Out of the woods. You gotta leave. Don't go there.
See. Again, this is why we gel. Our love of random musicals and just breaking out into song for any occasion.
Unsubscribe. I gotta go. Like, I can't.
Also, Into the Woods was an awesome musical. Y'all should watch it.
It's really great. It's really great.
And so, we're such nerds.
Dorks. Dorkaholics.
All right,
and then
so
we get to hear about
they're running away from the bus. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, they're running away from the bus and they're in the forest, and we know that they're now.
That's the only way you should ever go into the woods. I mean, I will say a good bow and arrow and a couple of cutlasses and some daggers and maybe a couple axes also.
I still wouldn't. I don't want it.
I mean, but then again, yeah, I'm only going into the woods if I absolutely have to. Like that has to be like a last resort. Like we're in the apocalypse and I need to get away from people. Yeah. so I have to go to the woods.
No, I don't want to. I'm still not going. I'm trying to be out of here. But look. Okay. I mean, I'm Aries.
Damn right.
I don't know what. Hold on. Let me fully look up what Aries is.
You know why? I would choose the ocean over the woods. And I am not even a good swimmer. Honestly, if I don't have like a floaty or a life vest on, it's a gamble whether I'm making it out. However, I will still say I will go there first because I can pretty much predict any enemy that I could come up on.
See, I'm just God of war and my God is war violence. That's
people in the woods, I can't prep for that 100% because people are fucking crazy.
Yeah, see, mine is just spirit of battle, war, violence. Nothing about locations, so I can be inside.
Smokey the Bear. I feel like Smokey the Bear wouldn't even be a threat though. And the worst he could do is not tell me a forest fire is going, but you're still gonna smell the damn smoke. So
that's funny.
I mean, it's Smokey the Bear. What is he even gonna do? He's not a fighter. He sees fires and he says,
I think he might fight you if you start the fire. If he knows you started the fire, I think he might fight you. That I think he would do. That
feels like it should be like the next fun child thing to be made into a horror movie. Like they did with that Winnie the Pooh nonsense. I didn't watch it. I just heard that it was horrible.
Listen.
And I watched David and he watched it and he was like, what the fuck is this shit? So yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. But so they were in the forest and we learned that they didn't even get far. They went from New York to New Jersey, which was like could be an hour away.
and what kind of broke my heart there, and it's easily missed. I think it's easily missed in the book too, but his uncle was on a quest. His uncle was on a quest and he only made it to Jersey.
That far. If they started in the same spot, that's
the Holland Tunnel, and that was it.
Hold on, let me just.
And then he ran up on Medusa.
And let's keep this window open. I be looking up directions all the time.
Right. Yeah. To get from, let's say, what borough does Percy live in? Do we know that?
Girl, they only made it. I just picked New York. I don't
remember what borough he's in.
They made it an hour and 12 minutes.
They did not get far.
They made it an hour and 12 minutes.
At that point, honestly, it's no fault of their own. And actually, again, let me pop this back up. I did not finish watching Vampire Diaries, but I did keep up with some of their character arcs separately in different videos that people have done. And yeah, Bonnie is that chick. High five on that one.
Hold on. Not flights. I don't want to know flights.
Well, what?
Oh my gosh.
What do you define have bears, ma'am?
Wait, what?
Like as pets?
What do you mean?
Huh? Or do you just mean like they live near a wooded area and the bears be over there doing shit? Because bears be on some hijinks nowadays, if y'all didn't know.
Y'all come back from a map and see my daughter has bears. House. I'm like, what?
That's what I saw. I said, wait, what do you mean they both have bears? What? Oh, okay. So they're in an area where they're just abundant. They're around Erica. I was about to say, what type of life is your family living?
I'm like, they got bears?
Like, what do you mean they have bears?
That's dangerous. I'm concerned. That's dangerous. But I was looking at the
Demon, you're Medusa on the list that you previously just put up. If so, I do concur for this version of Medusa. Absolutely. Continue.
They went from Trenton to St. Louis, and that's 13 hours.
That's yeah. Yeah.
So in the second episode, they had nothing happen for 13 hours. They were able to take a nap. They were able to eat a sandwich for 13 hours.
Which honestly is surprising. I think it's only because they were moving.
Yeah, because then now they got to go St. Louis. Let me do. I want to get rid of the jersey. I want to type. Okay.
Yeah, they're in St. Louis now, and they got to get to Hollywood specifically.
Los Angeles, and they got another 27 hours.
So, okay. So they showed us the preview of what is going to
and I actually watched the preview because this episode was so fucking short. I watched it because it was so short. I was like, I can't believe this shit.
Yeah, but that time that it's gonna take, that comes into play. It probably not next episode, maybe the episode after, I think, because that's kind of near the last legs of it. You know, for those of you that know what I'm talking about, and this is actually a part that I'm very much looking forward to, because I want to see how the show will handle it versus how the movie handled it.
They funny.
Who's funny? What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm looking at the map. I'm just changing the ways to get from St. Louis to Los Angeles, and I picked walk. It's 658 hours to walk.
Why would anyone ever want to walk that distance? Oof. No, thank you.
I'm sorry. If you rode a bike, it's 172 hours. Like, damn. Wow.
Are they factoring in restroom breaks and stopping to sleep and eat
via the Katy Trail?
I don't want to know what that is.
That's hilarious. But I'm just,
I have seen deer walking across properties before in the Midwest. So yeah, that tracks.
I have seen deer in Westerville doing the most in the street.
Yep.
Like cars don't car. All right.
Deer, raccoons,
calves
rabbits
are on fire, flaming for 658. Oh my goodness. Hilarity. Okay. But back to the show.
All right. Yes. Back to this is what we do. This is
distraction.
What we do.
It's like
back
squirrel.
to the show. All right. Look. And yet people still come here. I will still say, I don't know why y'all even be here and listen to us ramble all the time, but I appreciate spending this time with y'all. So please continue to come back.
Yeah. So they finally made it to Auntie M's. What was her shop name? Was it
I don't remember, but I do. I did appreciate how they did this part of them arriving there in the movie, and it's slightly different, but actually not that different. I won't put out the whole scene, but just to compare it, I feel like it was an okay representation. I like that. I kind of wish they would have pulled one or two elements from the movie for this one, just for the funnies. That's it. But yeah, this was another sad moment though for Grover, because we get here and hey, there's this statue that kind of looks like my Uncle Ferdinand. Oh wait, yeah. And Annabeth is reading like, this is Auntie M's space, with like a whole bunch of stone statues. So like, y'all want to guess what we're about to be walking into here?
And then leave immediately?
Immediately. If they didn't need to be there, they did need to be there though.
Like grassy land.
Hold on. What was the reason for them actually going to Medusa? What was given?
They smelled food.
They smelled food.
Remember they left everything and they were in the middle of the forest and they were like, where in the hell are we going? And they were in the middle of arguing and Grover was like, hold on, shut your mouth. Shh. I smell food.
Yeah.
I smell food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. See, and it's been a while since I read this book, so I don't recall if the pearls were a thing, but they were a big thing in the movie that like you had to actually go there specifically to Medusa to find this one thing, but they didn't do that here. So I'm wondering if that was just some random embellishment the movie did that wasn't in the books, because I don't remember that far back. It's interesting, very interesting. But anyways, Going through that whole spiel, I liked that they let Medusa have the space that they did, because I fully agree with Percy's mom. Not everyone that is labeled a monster is actually a monster, and not all heroes are actually heroes. And when we get to Medusa here and you hear her story, it kind of baffled me a little bit, the animosity that Annabeth had.
Woo, she was on one.
Because she's like, oh, that's not true. You're lying.
You're a liar.
Bitch, were you
I'm
there?
like, girl, not
because
only were you there.
Life. This is my life right here. Okay?
But you know your mom is trash. You know the gods are trash.
When was the last? When did she give you that hat? I guarantee you that was the last time you actually saw her. I guarantee you that was the last time you actually
remember.
Spoke to her,
like in episode, jumping ahead a bit, like we hear your story at episode 4, so we know that you were a gift to your dad, and she left your ass. That was it. She was like, "Hey, and leave."
See, and that's why with these gods, gifts, as they say, are not really things, because what do you do with a gift? You're giving it away. That is just a horrible thing to say, I think, about a child, especially in this context.
And just listening to how angry she was so vehemently like denying everything that was coming out of her mouth. Like, you're a liar.
That is not what happened. That
my
is
mother
a lie.
is so just.
Bitch, I was there.
It was me. I was you. You were
I wasn't
me.
even
We is
thinking
we.
just that I was you. No, I lived your life, bitch. I was you. I used to be there right where you are. Somebody said Athena anything, bitch. What? Pull up.
Exactly.
It was me. Okay, I had her back like that. And in the original mythology, she was a priestess of Athena. So she literally was there in space, hardcore.
That's what she said. She said she was,
but she never
answered.
She never let me know whether she was happy with what I was doing, whether I was representing her well or not. Did I need to improve? Am I doing good? Just do more. What? She had no idea. So you find this person who is the like ultimate fangirl, giving all of everything she knows how for their time in human space. And she gets nothing back.
In return,
absolutely nothing. And then this other god comes up and is like, hey, baby girl, I've been seeing that these cool things you over here doing for my niece. Like, let's talk. I mean, I feel like me and you got some good things in common. You know, we can talk about some nonsense. And bish bam boom, you know, he was just trying to get the draws. Because Poseidon just as much as a hoe as Zeus is. And he got the panties. He's charismatic. You know, he's cute. He know how to play the game.
And then she got punished for it.
And she got and the thing, and you have to go back to the original mythology to see why there was even a punishment. It's because she was a priestess of Athena. If you're a priestess of Athena, you do not have relations with the opposite sex like that.
But she made a point. She was like, so out of everything that happened, I was punished, not him. Because he knew that I too was a priestess of Athena.
And he still came to woo me anyways. And he was successful in doing that. And Athena said that she was embarrassed by the whole situation. What are you embarrassed about? As far as this girl knew, you didn't give a damn about her. Or about any of the good things that she was doing in your name.
Yep.
But you know who did notice? You know who did notice and came and said something? Your uncle over there with his suave ass.
Yeah. That's why his casting makes so much sense. That's why his casting makes so much sense.
And he got the panties. And you know what? There is one rendition of the story that says it actually happened in Athena's temple. So yeah, if you put that part into the story, then yeah, okay, I could see maybe a little bit why he was embarrassed, but still, he only got there because you opened the door. You held the door open for him.
Child, I can't separate the mythology from my dark books.
Mad?
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
You're right. How do you punish the person that was wronged in the situation? For what are you scared of your uncle? You can't be afraid, because if anything popped off, all you got to do is go to your dad, like, hey, Daddy Zeus,
he don't give
Uncle
a shit
C,
either. Nobody gives a shit.
Uncle Ocean over here tripping again.
Nobody gives a shit. Oh, that
on some nonsense.
Boing.
And Zeus, because he's cocky as fuck and always wants to lord over his brothers, he's gonna come handle that. Like, you can be talking to my daughter like that, bro.
That's about thank you.
The shit would be squashed.
That's his name.
Simple.
His name is now Daddy Ocean and Uncle Ocean when everybody is talking to somebody. Thank you so much.
Daddy Ocean. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Uncle Ocean, actually. Uncle Ocean.
In this instance, it's Uncle Ocean. When you talk about Percy, it's Daddy Ocean.
So yeah, that's it. She took the blame because of the desire that started with him. She wasn't looking at no damn Poseidon. She did not give a damn about what the ocean was doing.
Yeah, Novice, you're correct. Yeah, and Novice, you are correct. And in other versions, there are that. But this is the Disney version, and you know they weren't going to do that. Okay, you know they wasn't going to do that. You know Disney was not about to even approach that subject. This is as close as they're going to get.
If you go back and watch our first stream, I mentioned that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am hyper aware of what the original stories are because I am a mythology head. Like, I literally would lose hours in the library sitting there reading every type of mythology that I could when I was in high school.
Yeah, so
that shit has stuck with me.
The Disney version is
I know that story. The Disney version,
swapperoo. Lightly swapperooed.
Slightly
swapperooed.
Because you see, she said he came and he talked to me. Mm-hmm. And then we got to the punishment. She didn't elaborate on what happened in between.
She said, I loved him, or he loved me. She said he loved me. Or he said that he loved
like
me.
That. Something like that. And basically, I took that to mean that he was spitting game and he said what he needed to say to get the panties. Mm. That was it. He knew exactly what the hell he was doing.
Of course, always.
There. And the thing with Poseidon and Athena is there's always that rivalry. That's why Athens is called Athens, is because when that city was being made and how great it was going to be, Poseidon and Athena were fighting over who would be the number one god deity over that region. And there was some contest. I don't remember what the contest was, but Athena ended up winning. So they called the city Athens after her. So it's that she says she's a survivor, which calls in exactly what the original story was. Mm-hmm. That shit was not consensual.
That's why I get so frustrated at Annabeth in this, because she is so adamant on trying to make her the bad guy. And I'm like, ma'am, if she really wanted to, she could lift up that fucking. I was like, girl, take off the hat. Be like, bitch.
You know what really made me side-eye Annabeth at that part, though, was when Medusa is telling the story and she says, that I got the gift that, no one could ever bully me again. And then Annabeth comes in like, that wasn't a gift. It was a curse. And my first thought on my first watch was, oh, wait, okay, hold on. Annabeth do see the shit. That was a curse. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then she kept talking and I was like, you're missing the fucking point of what this woman is even saying. Yes. And honestly, now that I'm really even thinking about it extra, Annabeth may not even know to think on that level.
No, but she's still thinking
right now. She's
being
12.
devoted to her mother.
Yeah,
being utterly devoted to her
mother, and she's not thinking necessarily about any wrong that could have been done to a woman, because she didn't grow up around that, so she doesn't really have that back knowledge to even think about it. So,
but that's also the reason why
still not an excuse, Medusa, though, because that's
why Medusa was like, oh, okay, hey Percy, shit's burning.
Come let me holler at you real quick.
Let me talk to you real quick. You can go ahead and eat your snacks. Bitch. While I go talk to Percy.
Yo, you ain't said nothing but a word.
Always.
Absolutely
always.
Correct. Hades was on that bullshit. All three of them. That's why I said all of them are trash. Mm-hmm. Every last one of them. Zeus will literally turn himself into a freaking ray of sunshine or into a damn cow,
just
if that's going to get him in the panties.
On the crack of somebody's ass. He's ready. He's ready.
And Hades
slide up in there.
We already knew what the one thing I'll say about Hades is the only time we've heard about Hades doing this shit was with Persephone. It still doesn't excuse it. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't excuse it. He's not okay. But that's the one thing. He only did this shit once. That's the best that I can give him. He's still a dick.
All of them.
But he at least saw his one and he was like, no. I gotta find out a way. Make sure that I can keep her. And he couldn't even do it. He just straight up kidnapped her. Like, bro, come on, man. Which calls into question how the hell another situation further on down the line that's going to come up with him if they continue this series, and I hope they do. But yeah,
they have plans for
like
it.
We said last time, all these assholes that made a pact between brothers that they can't have any outside kids with
Zeus was the first one. Was like, well, that one don't count.
Every last one of us. He went out that night.
That don't count because now she's a tree.
No,
bitch is a tree.
No, it counts.
No, bitch is a tree.
She's still. Are trees dead or alive?
Though. No.
Is she alive or dead? Is the tree alive or dead?
Moving.
She's
that
don't matter.
Not moving.
But she's alive.
She's not moving, so it doesn't count to him. Duh.
No. It does count.
It doesn't count.
No, if it didn't count to him completely, he would have just let her die. I still hold my grievance.
No. Because he likes her. That's his. He doesn't want to kill her. He just wants it. She wants her to not exist as a person, as a child. So he technically doesn't have a child. It's all about technicalities. He has a tree bitch. Duh.
No.
He got a tree bitch.
That technicality does not work.
He has a tree bitch. That's why he is running around trying to kill everybody else.
Same technicalities, but
he is trying to
Loki
kill everybody else because, Percy's alive and that's a kid, and so I got to go kill this kid because he could potentially do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, dog, can I cut down the tree? We're killing kids. Can I cut the tree down? Can I get the tree?
Exactly.
Oh, I can't get the tree.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Tree's not a kid. So he's like, okay, cool. No, according to Zeus, it doesn't matter.
To him, he found the loophole.
Exactly. To him, he did find the loophole.
He was probably again high-fiving himself like, oh,
yes,
he awesome.
Yes,
Zeus is a dick like that.
Yeah, and he's like, well,
this
now
young lady right here, like for real, you need to be on one of these streams though.
Hi.
Before the season's out, Felicia has been missing in action from our trivia channel for quite some time now, and you are always asked about. People are still wondering where you are, and I understand. I know. I'm just saying, everyone's sending you digi hugs, and you're in their thoughts. Just so you know. And if you are up to it, you're absolutely. If you want to come on for one of these episodes and chat, because mythology, like Felicia's my mythology partner on our trivia channel. We're always the ones to advocate for any type of a mythology category for anything. Mm-hmm. And she's also a big Rick Riordan fan too.
I can tell by the shirt.
I
can tell by the shirt.
What are you talking about?
In her avatar, in her picture.
Oh, I can't see that small. Oh yeah,
it looks like Camp Half-Blood.
It does look like
because it's all orange. Listen, I've been looking. Disney is playing with me. I was like, oh, let me go look at these $30.
Right, see, Scott, this is what I'm trying to tell her softly. Like, just
no. I understand that she could potentially be important, but right now the bitch is a tree.
She's still like alive. She is a tree, but she's still alive. It don't matter. They are not supposed to have them at all. It don't matter whether they're a tree kid, a deer kid.
No, I'm saying that
it
doesn't matter to Zeus because she don't count. She don't count to Zeus right now because she's not a moving, walking, talking kid. So he's like, the bitch is a tree. I don't have to worry about her right now because what we need to worry about is Percy. Look at Percy. Percy is walking. Look at Percy.
She was already on the books. She was already claimed. That's how they knew she was a child of Zeus.
Yeah, that's not the point. The point is to him, he's like, well, you don't have to worry about that no more because the bitch is a tree.
Bullshit.
And he's like, Percy.
Bullshit.
He's Percy. That's why he's not worried about Thalia the tree. That's why he's not worried about Thalia the tree.
You ain't gonna give me a heart attack on these fucking trees, man.
Listen, she's a tree. Trees and holes in the ground.
She's not a tree that's. I mean, I guess she's somewhat useful because she literally is the barrier. But also, and this is a tangent that we're not going to get far on at all, but what the hell were they using as protection before Thalia? Because obviously it wasn't working if they felt that they needed to turn her into the tree that put the protective barrier around the space.
Because the thing that was chasing them, was it actually a Minotaur or was it what was it? Because I don't think
Cyclops.
they,
it was
did they say what it was? In the show, did they say what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
That's something I'm like, I don't know if they said exactly what it was. I can't remember.
Might be a spoiler,
but
I'm sorry.
Whatever they said it was in the show was literally chasing them to the camp. So what was y'all's plan if he didn't do what he did and tree the bitch? And the thing got to the camp with the rest of y'all.
That's what I'm saying. What were they doing for protection of these kids?
I think it was the hills are alive. That's what I think it was. I think he was about to go in there and be like this and just knocking out little half bloods, just like swinging them. That's what I'm thinking. Because y'all ain't had no plans.
Hey, Jackie.
Oh, man.
Okay. Don't say anything about it, Felicia.
I'm a non-book reader, non-movie watcher.
Either of the two movies, and she has not read the books, so she's coming in clean. So we got to cap our knowledge on what we talk about.
Yeah,
and
I just feel like
watched the show yet, it's totally worth it. Go watch it, please.
I think that this person, listen, House of Aries and Prayers, amen. That's exactly what happened. That's like, put them kids in the front. Where the sticks at? Where the sticks at? Like, hold on, I got my ready. Be ready.
just reckless as fuck. And you know what? Ready. Yeah, that's Aries all the way. You're right.
Ready. Like, all I got is shampoo, some pills, and the stick. We gonna make it work.
Hilarious.
We gonna make it work. Because I'm like, y'all, that's the best worst plan. But yeah, they all trash. Hashtag trash. Hashtag trash them. Which I thought was really interesting.
Every last one of them are hot garbage.
Come on, my God. Listen.
I'm still in the middle of the Apollo trials. Yeah.
What number book is that?
That's a good. Okay, that's
book number is that?
No. You Google that. What, Felicia, is Percy and the trio in any part of the Trials of Apollo? That was a question that Meeks had for me at the beginning of the stream, but I haven't gotten through all of the Trials of Apollo yet.
Oh, 3. Okay.
So if you have, let me know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I forgot about the Apollo kids.
So yeah, the Trials of Apollo is like part 3 of the whole like Olympian Roman arc. If I'm remembering correctly, I think they have a cameo. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, a lot of times they will guest star in each other's stories, even if it's for a short bit, like with Magnus Chase, who hopefully we'll meet eventually. We find out in the very beginning there's a crossover with Annabeth.
Clearly,
but it's only a few pages, and it's because her and her dad are looking for Magnus. His story is actually really cool, and I really like how they did the Norse gods put together at that. But I'm not going to talk about it just in case it does become a show. I don't want to spoil nobody. What is in your hand?
My back scratcher. It's my sword to defend the lines of the camp.
You know what? My first thought was a Harry Potter wand. Swish and flick. Yes, the Kane Chronicles. Dude, the Kane Chronicles. Oof. I almost want to say the Kane Chronicles are my number one. When I got to that series, that kicked Percy out of the number one spot. Because yeah, I love Greek and Roman mythology, but Egyptian mythology, ancient Egypt, that's my shit. Anyways, okay, over with that tangent. We're at the them jumping out the bus and taking forever and not getting far.
Come on, hit you with a beatbox, girl. I was gonna say that the fact that Percy knew what time it was when she took him back there and was talking, that he was gonna let her talk so he can hear her out, because he was gonna give her a chance, because he felt.
Well, yeah, he got to get the info.
He got to get the and because of what his mom said. So he was like, okay, let me just listen to hear her out. You know, her story was, you know, her story was what it is. And let me just hear her out. And I just love the fact that right when she got to, I could help you take your friends out, he already was gone. She didn't get
right. She turned around.
The door
again, and I'm not going to scroll up because there's too much in there. But what Ron said earlier, Percy has a very New York mentality. Yeah,
it's time
does.
It's time
he
to leave.
read the room accurately, and he got her talking.
No, thank you.
Turned around like you could hear the, you know, who was it? Was it like a Tom and Jerry, them cartoons where they'd be like,
yep.
What one piano key every step they take?
Yes.
He absolutely crept out the room,
left,
and made to get ghost.
Left.
They just weren't fast enough.
Yeah, he was like, we can't go outside, so we got to go somewhere. Let's go downstairs. And I was like,
Right.
And then we saw the whole.
Hold on, don't separate the group.
Like,
like, is this the right move, Percy? Is this the right move?
All right. All right. I mean, but their plan worked. Their makeshift plan worked.
I have not read the Epic of Gilgamesh, but you know who I watched that has read it? Read from Overly Sarcastic Productions. And I think her and Blue both worked on a Gilgamesh video, or it was just Red. One of the two. Red's the one that does most of the mythologies. It's a great video. If you've not watched Overly Sarcastic Productions, I recommend you guys go do that. Blue talks about history from different things around the world, and Red talks about mythology, mostly in mediums of movies, the original stories and books and whatnots. It's a good time. You'll get the nerd in you will be nourished very well on their channel. Yeah, and you saw that same video. Yeah, Red's pretty awesome.
Oh well.
So they're running from Medusa, and she doesn't know exactly where they went, but she's looking around. She looks outside. She still sees what was the chick's name? Something with an A, I think, was still standing guard with her wing shield up.
Electo,
not looking towards the house. Electo, yes, that's it. Thank you. And she sees the kids aren't out there, obviously, because Electo's still there. The minute they step outside, she will be able to see where they are, even if they went out a back door.
And it'll be way more noise.
Yes, far more. And she automatically deduces the only other place that they could have gone was some other place in her home. So what was it, like they went downstairs or
it was like a basement type of area.
And what that room reminded me of is, if you ever watched the Sci-Fi Channel back in the day, there was a show,
Warehouse.
What was it called? Warehouse 13. Yeah, see, again, this is why we fucking hang out. Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
And that was a very magical warehouse that housed a lot of magical things from throughout history, and it was vast. It literally was the room of requirement mixed with a bag of holding.
Yep, I was gonna say a bag of holding.
However big you needed it to be,
that's what it was.
What it was going to be. Where other compartments you needed in there, those compartments, those sword holders, weapon holders, bookcases, they would just pop up. And they walk down into this freaking room, and there is just a vast space of statues. Like, you know, that's actually also a good comparison. Yeah, that warehouse that was in the Ark of the Covenant. Yes, it's very reminiscent of it, except we could see where the end of that building was. We can't see that for Warehouse 13, and we can't see that for this basement of Medusa. It's cool. Oof. Warehouse 13 is now on free. You know, I've been thinking about doing a rewatch of all those old sci-fi shows.
I ain't got time.
Eureka, especially. I love Eureka.
I ain't got time.
Let's jump over to the chat here. Still want more horror sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the only drawback of Disney for me. And for especially since now that we know they have the, TV.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
17 MA rating.
I'm watching a K-drama
because
on there.
look at what they're about to be doing on Echo. You can't have that heavy hitting shit under Disney without putting that, hey, this is the adult banner. Little kids,
but still,
go back to the regular Disney. You can't come here.
It all boils down to it's still being Disney. It's still going to be Disney, so it's still not going to be like
they know that they can't kick off all of those old school backers just yet. Not just yet. They need to let a couple more years go by. I think
they would never. They would never.
No, Disney will always follow the money. They will find a way, which is why we have the TV.
It will always be a mix of
and whatnots now.
There's never going to be anything on there that, in some way, some fashion, somebody under the age of 17 will be okay to watch with parental situation. They're never going to put that on there. They have K-dramas. Like I'm watching a K-drama on there right now, but it's part of Hulu.
They're separating it. Yeah,
they're not separating it. It just opens up the rating for it. It's still all there. Like if even if it's on there and you click on it and you have that, you can't watch it, but it's still all together. They haven't done the separation? No, really? It's all in one spot. It's all in one spot because I went to the Worst of Evil. It was supposed to
be separate.
And the first thing of Worst of Evil was somebody getting cut from here to here with a machete. I was like, we just started. I was ready. I was expecting I was ready. I wasn't ready. So they do have some of that, but I don't think they're ever going to do it with stuff that's marketed as being on Disney. It might be attached to Hulu, but I don't think it's going to be on Disney. Because that's what I'm thinking they're going to do is put all that stuff on Hulu so that you have access to it. I'm going to
wait and see what happens. I'm going to wait and see what happens after Echo.
But I do wish it was a little more horror, a little more like
definitely
crunchy,
because
a little more juicy.
This series in particular, in the books even, and Rick handled it with decent enough kid gloves, but you still absolutely knew when somebody got. Mm-hmm. Like when somebody got that like bad evil snatch up, you felt that. Mm-hmm. He was able to write it in a way that where you knew exactly what was happening. So I agree. I think having some of that darkness in there, it fits the story, and that's why like Greek tragedies are a thing. Mm-hmm. A lot of these hero stories can also be seen as Greek tragedies. So. I think they eventually are going to have to own up on that and be able to show these stories the way that they should actually be shown. I mean, like the whole of pantheon of Grimm's fairy tales basically says it all. If you know what those original stories are compared to the Disney fluff, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I agree. Potter definitely handled a lot of those scary parts better than what's being shown now. I do concur. And let's jump over to Felicia. For a number suggestion, listen to Percy Jackson. There's a musical,
or it just might be like accompany music to the show.
Or right. Is it are an actual like full musical, or is it just an accompaniment like the score of the show? The soundtrack, yeah. Because I'm sure I probably would like that.
First of all. Bear McCreary, say less.
Who?
Bear McCreary does the music for God of War.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I know that music very well. So Eureka is multi-animated. Yeah, Eureka was such a good show. Such a good show, which is crazy now because the guy that starred in that show, I only ever see him in Maytag commercials now, and I don't understand that. Like, did he do something that we don't know about? Because why are you only in these washing machine commercials, sir? And so to me, the season is taking place in a certain maze that needs to be scary. Yeah, kind of like the Goblet of Fire. You're correct, and that's Harry Potter 4 for y'all that don't know. Yes, the Goblet of Fire. Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on there. It has those same elements and could definitely be handled the same way. There's some very dark stories. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They're definitely going to curve. And yeah, I know Felicia's also a big fan of
Jisoo. Yep, Jisoo was on that.
Mm-hmm. I actually remind me later. I need to talk to you about some of these shows because I've been watching like a bunch of different recaps, but I don't know who actually does what. I know you, so we'll chat about that after.
Yeah.
What did you say here? Moon Knight equals PG-13. Kane Chronicles.
Yeah.
Let me think on that real quick.
Because Moon Knight could have been way more. They could
Far
have had
darker.
the Echo treatment. Oh, they should have had the Echo treatment ready.
They should have had the Echo treatment. Moon Knight, if I remember correctly, is a part of the Marvel Knights. And if y'all remember, Marvel Knights were basically the Defenders.
He was like close to see the comparison I heard was being like Batman. Was being like Batman. Marvel's Batman.
They say that, but Batman, follows the clues and is legit, could be a detective. I wouldn't say Moon Knight is a detective.
No,
he's
Moon Knight
good at getting information.
Smudge it.
But he also does have, and he also has superpowers, which is why he can punch it out of you. So I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's Marvel's Batman. I've never like that comparison.
Yeah, I have it all over the place, all over the fragging place. Yeah, that's what they're. I think that's what they're gonna do.
I'm gonna have to stash that. Well, we'll see, because I don't have a Hulu subscription at right now. But
if you have Disney Plus, you're gonna have Hulu, because they're combined already. They're just getting ready to slide stuff, because that's how. Yeah, you want me to double check that? Yep, well, no, can't listen to that. Because I pulled it up and I was like, oh, look at that. Let me back out of that. I back it.
Well, I mean, you could listen, do it after the season's over.
Yeah, I know, but I want to listen to it in the ride.
And yeah. You guys definitely are right with the comparisons to Moon Knight and Kangaroo. And that right there, if you watch Moon Knight, Meeks, that lets you know what a little bit of what the King Chronicles is on. It deals very heavily in the Egyptian pantheon, and there was a super side quest, a double team side quest with Cain and his sister, and Annabeth and Percy. Once they got older, though, it's definitely going to be further into the story, though. You say Daredevil is more? Yes, I will give you that. I can only do it halfway, though, because Daredevil does legit have a superpower. You may not think of it as a superpower, but I don't know any other blind person that can see through sound. If that's a thing that's happening now, that's great for science, but that's not a thing that regular humans do. So I feel you on the detective front, but I still think he has a superpower that Batman does not. And we got a side question in. If they made Marvel versus Capcom series, who would be the dual ending boss? Oof.
I would know.
Yeah. I was gonna say, can we tag that for the end of the series? But I have not played enough Marvel versus Capcom to know what the original final battle even was. Or what characters would come into play to choose.
That's one style.
I was more of a Mortal Kombat Tekken versus thing.
Ice shooty.
Yeah, pretty much. Could become a DC fan. I don't understand it. It is, again, another long sidebar before we go on to episode 4. I don't understand people that have this huge rivalry between Marvel and DC. I just love comics. I will read Marvel and DC. I think they're both great.
And since I don't comic, I'm just tired of them telling me the same story over and over again. I don't want to hear it anymore with DC. They've done like 49 Batmans. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
It's hard. It's hard though, because the main fan base is just always still looking at those characters.
You don't have to redo them. You've already got 5 Batmans to choose from. Pick one. Continue. Pick one and continue.
Many.
We can go camp with the George Clooney Batman, like camp stories. Go.
Super camp.
Go. I'm like, pick something.
So, Werewolves. I just watched. I didn't watch the whole thing because I fell asleep, but I did start the Werewolf saga.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, there's some bit of an animated movie on it, if I'm thinking about the right thing, on Max right now.
I have no idea.
But yeah, Batman will be rebooted with Timothy Chalamet. Is that just a random fan casting thought you have? Because no, Timothy Chalamet should not be playing Batman until
he's supposed to be playing Willy Wonka, isn't he? Is that the guy that's playing Willy Wonka?
Well, Yes, that's what I'm saying. He could be Paul Atreides. I could buy him as Paul Atreides in Dune. Go watch that, y'all, if you haven't. But being Batman, nah, he too tiny. Nay. Back to these Greek god streets though. Annabeth again, I'm mad at her because she on that nonsense. I think what we see here completely solidifies my thought of saying like Grover is the glue that's going to hold the team together.
Well, for right now,
they be on some nonsense.
For right now, because as of episode 4, I'm just like, go ahead, touch it. Go ahead, hold hands. Go ahead.
It's already set up so perfectly for like we've already had the meet cute, and their parents were rivals. Like,
and she was feeling some type of way when he was using that head to hit that to hit Electro. She was peeking.
Still, they was still like when he was on doing his thing, she was over there looking on the side like and she doing her thing. He over there looking like So the building blocks are already there.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying. So I think, and we all know, we're all very familiar with that trope. We see it coming. We know it's coming.
It.
So
it's gonna be cute.
It is, and I feel like it's going to be even better here than it is in the book. And it's very cute how they do it in the book, but seeing it here and with these two kids in particular, right? The way they're playing it, that's what's really giving me what I feel like we need off the pages of the book.
Just cuteness.
So I really, I like it because it's very friends to enemies. It's very Capulet and Montague. Our parents are feuding. Our family is feuding, and they don't like each other. But we're gonna sit over here in our bubble and hang out and be cool,
and bubble it up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's super cute. It's really cute, and I'm very excited. But I just feel like I like this friendship trio. I just like it. I like it a lot.
It's the golden trio. It's another comparison because it lines up. It's Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Except now they're demigods, not wizards.
This is why I think I'm a little tiny bit more dork than you. I was like, yeah, it's just like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
See, I know why you said that. I just haven't watched all of those. That's the only thing.
It's just
that's the only thing. I will say absolutely. Yeah, I am like lacking on some of my anime Nobara,
and Yuji.
It's in there. I know why you said that. I just don't know the exact whole story, but I know up to that point.
Girl, so good luck if you ever decide to watch
Captain America. I understood that reference.
Yep, pull that list up if you ever decide to watch it. You're gonna do the filler list.
That's a lot.
It's not too much because once you get into certain sections, you'll be watching it like this, and then you'll forget that you've watched 8 in a row. But you got to get the thing that separates the filler from the actual story. It's a lot of filler.
I got it. All right, hold on. Let me jump back over here real quick to chat. Let's see. Seaweed break. I was waiting on that. They have done a lot of callbacks from the book, but they haven't done that thing just
if
yet.
That is popular, they're probably going to save it. They're saving it to later.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's going to happen when it becomes solidified that it's not just a thing they're dancing around. There is a thing there now between the two of them, and that's when she's going to start with the pet names for him.
I think next episode. I'm just saying, based on that description, what you're saying, I think next episode.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree with that assessment. And let's see. When Dick Grayson becomes Batman and Damien. Okay.
Not Boruto.
I like that because that is definitely different than when it's Bruce and Dick.
I'm gonna have to wait.
You say Boruto?
Yeah, Boruto. Yes, his son. Yes,
Boruto's the
dad.
Names they be coming up with.
Listen. They really, I didn't like that name.
Charlemagne will be in the... Okay, so Chronicles of Narnia is going to be a TV show, not another remake of the movies. Okay, I don't think I knew that before, or I may be forgetting if I did, but that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's another book series that would benefit from being a TV show versus going straight to a movie. And that's from I like both renditions of that movie, the old school BBC version and the newer version that we got in the 2000s.
Of a multi-year deal between Netflix and the C.S. Lewis Company.
They have to be going through and preparing to do all those books then.
Mm-hmm.
If the deal is
stories
that long,
across the Narnia universe and into series and films for its members. Yeah.
Oh wait, you know what? Wait, I'm remembering a conversation I had with someone before. I did know about this, and I was hoping that they would start with the actual first book, not where everyone thinks they start. Like most people think they start with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The story actually starts with The Magician's Nephew, which for whatever reason in the original order was written last, which I don't like. I think it's dumb. But I guess we'll see. All right, let me scroll back down here. Oh, dude. I still haven't watched that trailer because I keep trying to remind myself I want to start doing trailer reactions, and I keep forgetting. But yeah, I haven't seen trailer 2 yet. I heard it was fire though. I haven't watched Quinn or Alt Shift X's videos that they did on it. And also, if I didn't tell y'all, I hung out with both those dudes before. They're cool people. And Quinn's been on my channel before also, so you should definitely go check both of them out and look at their channels and consume their content. I'm scroll down past the anime. So I said, the never-ending stories of my childhood trauma and jam, bruh. I feel like we need to close out episode 3 with that. Because that is trauma.
I don't want to go back. I'm good. Look, I don't want to. I don't want to go back there.
Look. Whenever anyone says trauma and never-ending story, my immediate thought is, I'm still not okay. I'm still mad about it. 43 years old now, and I'm still mad about it. Yep. Anywho's, and like we were saying, Grover is the glue that keeps the crew together, and Percy is a fucking boss. For what are we gonna do with the head? We can't just leave it around.
We're gonna send the bitch back home.
How about we could no, don't skip ahead. No, there's some goodies in the middle there. You can put the hat over it, and then it'll be invisible, and we can just bury it, and people won't see it. But first of all, Percy, why that's a bad plan is, humans can never leave shit alone. No. So, we're always gonna go digging up shit in the most random, mundane places and touching shit. So no, someone's still gonna find that. But also, why would you just say, hey, leave your extremely powerful and useful
treasured
magical item
treasured
your
magical
mom
item
on the head to keep this thing in place? Are you out of your fucking mind, Percy?
I'd have been like, this mine. Leave your sword.
and again, this calls back to the very beginning of the episode where Percy was advocating for Annabeth without hearing any of the rest of the credentials outside of Annabeth. Is because when she needs shit to be done and she knows it could be for the betterment of the crew, she's gonna do that. She's gonna let it slide. First thing on her mind. And here, the only thing her mother has ever given her, and she still does not barely bat an eye when he says, leave that over it because it'll keep it invisible and people won't be able to find it once we bury it. And she just says, okay, it's Grover who steps in and says,
like, hold on. That's from her mother.
Wait, hold on.
From her mom.
Look, bro, I understand. I feel you, but maybe we could do this here ABC a little bit different, and then she could still keep the only thing she's ever gotten from her mother ever.
And Percy was like,
powerful magic item. Why would you bury it in the fucking sand anyway, Percy?
It's like, it's not my fault your mom's not better.
Dude.
But I did like the idea. I did like the idea a lot.
Stop touching stuff. I understand. No, and I get it. I do understand why he said it, but still, you don't know the history of that. And also, how you gonna volunteer an item that don't belong to you to do this shit?
That's why I said leave your sword. What? Leave your sword.
Are you gonna drop Riptide into there? Are you gonna rig it so it kills whoever tries to come get it?
Huh? Why don't you leave your sword? Because I would have been like, oh, if I'm leaving my hat, you're leaving your sword. Put it in
young man.
Yeah.
You can kiss my ass on that. And Percy,
that's why Grover was like, how about we dial it back? Exactly. Dial it back.
And Percy doesn't even know really how precious Riptide is right now. He just knows that it's an awesome magical sword that has saved his ass countless times already, and he could fit it, just slide into his pocket. And even if he loses it, it will always come back to him. That's all he knows. Riptide is a fucking big deal. For those of y'all that don't know, just wait for that. And yes, and see, this is why I said
trash.
I appreciate the Greek pantheon, because yes, they are trash. They're
gonna be trash to everybody else.
Hot garbage. However, they are the reality TV show that we crave and need at all times.
He was like, this dude sent a head in a box to the bitches up there. Huh?
You remember?
I'm gonna deliver it.
He knew what was in there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna deliver it.
That's the thing I think some people didn't pick up. Hermes knew exactly what was in there.
Oh no.
You heard him when he got off the elevator.
That's why he smiled getting off the elevator.
Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. Look what this little cheeky motherfucker over here did. Look at this shit. Look.
I just feel like the Greek gods, they are very well versed in like human. I feel like they're well versed in human like entertainment, and he'd have been like, "What's in the box? Open it up. What's in the box? Go ahead and say that before you open it. What's in the box?
Because it's Hermes, and I'm not thinking just of the Sea of Monsters, but I'm thinking of other renditions of Hermes that I've seen. He's always the dude that is like the most down to earth, so to speak.
He would know that.
Oh, what's a good? Damn it! What is the freaking? Is it blood of the gods?
Blood of Zeus?
Yes, that.
Oh, okay. I was like, where are we going?
Listen to how Hermes in Blood of Zeus talks. That energy is the exact same energy Lin Manuel had.
I know he went up there and he was quoting all types of stuff.
Right.
He kind of like, what's this? What's this?
He looks like he would do that. You say you still think Lin Manuel? Sure.
I don't know who I would have, because Apollo is technically like very shiny. I don't know. Okay,
but see, yeah, that fits. Think about Lin Manuel's stage presence. That would fit him being her.
It's ambiguous to me. Like I feel for me,
you might not be a theater kid like me. Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm just like. For me, no, I mean it's not my idea of Apollo. That's not my idea of Apollo. Apollo is bright. He is in your face. He is arrogant. He is egotistical. And I don't see that of Lin-Manuel. He's very talented and he can sing and he can write his ass off, but I don't see that. I don't see any of that for him. But he can act it out, but I don't see that for him.
See, that's why I said, like, before we started, we were talking about these connections, y'all. And I said, I don't know why I like that idea so much, but I feel like him playing Hermes just fits. And again, I am a big fan of Firefly and a big fan of Serenity. Nathan Fillion is who played Hermes in the movies, and he did a great job. I think he did an absolutely wonderful job. But just this little bit here with Lin-Manuel, and the only words we heard him speak were off screen, and it still resonated that deep. So I think he's in the perfect role here.
Yeah, I think he's perfect.
I think he's going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun viewing what he does in the next.
I don't know. I'd have to, if we're doing fan cast, I have to think about who I would even cast as Apollo.
Ryan Gosling as Apollo?
I like his energy, but I don't like his visuals. I'm getting ready to take K-pop views. I don't like his visuals for that.
Well, no. His visuals, if you're looking just at looks,
I don't think he's handsome enough.
Looks and nothing else. Well,
I don't think he's handsome enough.
Apollo isn't known necessarily for being extremely handsome.
I just don't think he's handsome enough.
He's comely. I'll say that. You know, like obviously, you know, he's part of the Greek pantheon. You know, they be sexy like that from all the writing. But I don't think it's complete misfit for him. I don't know. Some reason
who fan casted this?
I think Ryan would fit.
Trash. Hold on.
What? Who are you looking at? You're in front of your computer. Why are you on your phone?
Because it was the first thing I grabbed, and I was like, let me look real quick before I started tipping. It happened to move stuff around.
Okay. All right.
People out here are like,
all right, so Deez is saying, stop touching stuff like a certain person who is immune to fungus zombies. Look.
Okay, hold on.
Sometimes it be like that.
Hold on.
But yes, stop touching stuff. And Percy is lucky, honestly. He's lucky that Riptide comes back because Percy, it seems, is a very forgetful person. I'm sorry. When you are told to run and get off of a bus, your first thought should be to grab your shit and then leave. Not just grab the shitty ass shoes. And yes, they fly. I get that, but they really still just a pair of shoes. And you don't.
That is true.
Have your bag.
That is trash.
You ain't got no clothes, nothing else.
He'll be like, "Yeah, let's just go ahead and stick all this stuff in the dirt and walk away." He got his shit back. Her hat is still in the dirt. I'd be pissed.
I'm saying. So absurd.
Oh man! But I sent you the fan casting that I was looking at. I'm like,
there's something else that just popped into my brain that I can't remember whether it's from the movie or the show, but I am questioning why a certain item was not gifted to Percy's with those shoes.
I don't know,
but I can't remember. I can't. Yeah, I can't.
It's
the
book or the movie.
There's something else. It's a book or movie thing, and I don't want to give that out there just in case it does come into play still next in the next episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me scroll down here a little bit, y'all. Okay. Yep. Riptide does come back. Look.
Yes.
Especially for y'all that followed me, not even during House of the Dragon, but through Game of Thrones, even earlier. You know, I even before people were making this comparison a lot recently on Twitter with the beginning of House of Dragon at the beginning of the season, how that was. You cannot get more messed up in your family tree than the Targaryens unless you go into godhood. Like you have to go to the Greek and Roman pantheon. You have to go to the Egyptian pantheon, to the Norse pantheon. To find a more twisted, looping family tree of people. That's how, they literally are inbred immortal hillbillies.
Yuckery.
As they say. Yeah.
Yuckery.
And you know what? That's almost a perfect segue because what does our mother of monsters bring?
A chihuahua.
Yeah, what's it? What I was gonna say.
She brought a chihuahua, and he was like,
"Oh, damn it! What the hell was I gonna say?"
Chimera.
Rude. No, the mother of from Game of Thrones we have the mother of dragons, but here we have the mother of monsters, literally mom, MOM. If y'all didn't catch that, they said it specifically, I think, for people to catch that reference.
She's like, because I'm a mom.
Monsters.
I'm a mom.
I'm a mom, so I understand.
I know you're scared. Oh, you're terrified. Little children.
First of all,
these churns.
See. What city were they in with these cops?
They were in St. Louis.
Okay. Okay, I thought for I don't know, for some reason it's in my memory that it was like NYPD that was talking to them.
Because remember they got out and they ran to the arches.
That's why I was confussed for a second. But yeah, those cops came in and there's some random issue. They get back to their room.
Like, what am I supposed to do? How would I bust out a window for it? How would I bust
these cops are looking at them. See, and that's the thing. First of all, when did y'all even stop and get on the train? That's weird because that's not how trains work. You don't get on and then you go to like that next stop.
It's not like a bus. This train you're training.
It's not like a bus. There are some stops, but they're not close together. And the time and we know the exact time that there was, they left the room, they went to get
for breakfast. Yep.
They were still at breakfast when the cops came up and talked to them. So in what time frame do you think these kids would be able to even do that and then walk out the room like nothing happened?
With no noise, no sound.
With no noise or anything. And also, again, for these dumbass cops, you do not allow minors to speak with anyone that you have taken into custody without a parent, guardian, or advocate with them.
They didn't even take him into custody.
This bitch talking about that, especially, but for that small point in time, you still took authority over those kids.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, you
and
weren't
this
legally
woman
detained.
said the woman that was the witness that made the complaint said that, I would just like to have a few moments alone with them.
How?
Why?
How?
I don't even care why.
Where?
No. What the hell do you mean you want a few minutes alone? What do you need minutes alone with them for?
Why?
You're the one that is filing that they did this destruction, that they're responsible for this.
Up. All the questions. Where? Down? Around? How?
How did it work out in y'all's brains that it was cool to leave these kids alone?
What were the measurements? What were the measurements? I don't understand. How do you spell that? That's where I am. I'm
saying this. I'm not saying this as someone that doesn't know anything about like children's services or child advocacy. I've been on both sides of this multiple times. You just don't do that.
You can't do that technically. That's why I was so confused.
How the hell was it that? And I understand they have the mist, and the mist usually mellows things out to put it on a human level that we could look and not see anything weird. But it don't work like this. The mist does not handle situations like this.
Because I think that's what they were confused, because at first they thought that the cop was like a monster because they were talking to them.
And it made sense that they would have been.
Yeah. Which I liked, but they were like, no, this is just a regular old dude. He doing his job.
But then
this bitch.
But my question still stands. When the hell did they get on the train?
Listen, too many questions. Unless they were already there, and that's kind of weird.
I
didn't know train had police.
Be a plot hole. It's going to be a plot hole that never matters in my book, because that's just not how that's not how Amtrak works. You don't just make stops within like 10-15 minutes of each other. You literally go to a whole other city before
if they showed the train stopping, like pulling into a station because of that, and then they were still serving breakfast, and then they came on. I can see that, but I was like, how y'all get there? But you know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and suspend belief.
Even
watching my show.
Even if they maybe just didn't mention the timeline, like if they didn't mention when they went to breakfast, but you literally had them tell the truth of what happened. They got there, they got the tickets, they got on the train, they put their stuff down in the room, they went to get food. All this nonsense supposedly happened while they were getting food, and if you notice on the table, they hadn't even gotten their breakfast yet. So they were still waiting on their order to come up. Yep. So I'll be generous and I'll give that, let's say, maybe half an hour. Once they tell you what their timeline is, and you look, and also y'all's investigating is on some bullshit, because how the fuck did Percy see that there was glass in her sweater, and you assholes didn't see that. Percy is the newest kid to the game right now, and he saw that shit. Did y'all investigate anything?
You even take it a little further than that. If you go into the room and you realize that the glass busted in and not out, you can tell. You can also tell.
Once she said that, that was the number one thing to me. That's exactly what stood out. Like, wait a minute, hold on. What? Yeah, she would only have glass on her if she was coming from the outside in. Because if it was busted from the inside out, none of that glass destruction that was there.
I'm not even talking about the glass.
Seen as the missing window.
I'm talking about the police. If the police should have been able to go into this room and see it coming this way instead of
it was coming in.
Yes, because you would have to bust out. Not her, not just her coming in, like just the glass himself, to be like, oh, you guys did this. No, stupid. If the glass is coming this way, how could I have clearly done it from the outside when I'm inside the train?
It happened. Exactly.
Sir,
there are shards of glass on that floor. Yeah, but if it would have went the other way, there wouldn't have been as much there that it was.
And you could tell by the break, it goes this way and then this way.
And you can tell, the thing, all those pieces of the glass that are still holding on to the frame, all of them are going to be pointed in because I'm like, blew in.
So the first thing the cop should have did was like, oh, you guys need to, you can't get your stuff out because there's glass, so we need to have you sit in here. And then she could have approached him. I'm like, bruh.
The United States
Railroad police. Oh, see, I wasn't sure. I was like, do they have railroad police? Because it would have to be more of a federal type of thing.
So they
because they're going across state lines.
Station. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they would have to be federal.
They may have different rules on how they handle
going
minors
across state lines.
Okay.
That's what I'm like.
That's very good information. Appreciate that.
Because I'm like, there is no way of the what. And you're right. Grover was doing a better job than the police.
Grover was doing a better job. Yes. Because it was Grover that had noticed it. How did
he saint it?
And granted, he's a satire. I get it. I understand. He's extra. He's not regular humans.
But still,
how did y'all not notice that there was glass in her sweater?
There's too many things, and
how did y'all not notice that there was glass pointed in instead of out if the kids that were in the inside busted the window out? That's why you're trash. That's just standard physics. That you don't even need a whole investigation for that. That's easy.
No, but I do like this actress.
And again, when the hell did y'all even get on the train?
Let me look her up real quick.
Who?
Let me look her up real quick. The actress who plays the mother. I've seen her in so many things.
Yeah. She looked very familiar to me.
No, she wasn't in Castle. You know what? Let me just look her up.
I could not remember her face.
I have seen her everywhere.
Let's see. I wonder if the police can't see the glass. You know what? That's it. You're right. It's probably the mist. Because the mist also hides things about monsters, which is why everybody saw a cute little puppy in her carry bag and didn't hear all the screeching and growling that the chimera was doing. And also, I will say that chimera looked bad.
Good. Oh, like so good.
I am going to go back and watch this episode with my only goal is to just write down the exact descriptions of that chimera, because I definitely want to use that design in a story. That was a beautiful beast.
She's been beast. In everything. Oh my god.
All right, do you remember before we move on?
Do you remember Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Place?
Yes,
she was in that,
but not a whole lot.
Yeah, she did. She had an episode of the Drew Carey Show, Frasier, King of Queens, ER, Bones. I remember her in Bones.
Basically, all prime time.
Listen. Grey's Anatomy, Veronica Mars.
Just seeing a shadow of her. Veronica Mars too.
Yes, Nip Tuck. Like she's been everywhere.
Oh,
Dexter,
everything.
Everywhere.
Oh yeah,
the closer.
Okay, so she's literally like the queen of prime time.
Like everywhere. I know this lady, and she did such a good job.
Yeah, for just that, and I think all of the quote unquote monsters that we've gotten so far,
done
these
excellent.
episodes have been great.
That's what I said too. I'm like, the adult guest stars have been killing it.
Yes,
they're so good.
And I love that everyone is coming in just like so gung-ho. Like you can tell everybody's bringing their A game for this project, and I love that. I absolutely love it.
And I like that what they're doing is elevating the kids.
Yes, because that's exactly what the books are about. And I feel like that is clearly showing Rick's touch on everything behind the scenes for this show. Because that was his goal, is to let kids that think they are any less than for any random thing that they think may be holding them back. No, you're good enough. And you're here with the rest of us. And we're all fighting together.
It's so cool. I really like this show.
So yeah. Again, I love this show, and I love Rick, and I'm so glad that he was able to get this series on, and they're doing so well with it so far. Very happy with it. Before I move on, see the ultimate miss being a white woman.
Come on, put your back into that statement. That's what I said. I was like, this woman is the whitest of white women's.
I was trying to ignore that one, but
I didn't. Yeah. I mentioned it. I was like, she's got the power of white woman on her side. I said that in my reaction, like, yeah,
and again, of course. I feel like that ties in a bit. Let me put it back up there. That ties in a bit to the whole overarch of this story. Like, one of the things eventually that will come out is that as you look through time, there's certain spans of times where these different pantheons of God are really big. Like, let's say we start with I almost want to say the Egyptians, because I think they were a little bit first, but I could be wrong on that. But for how the pantheons are with the book series, it starts with the Greek, then it goes to Roman, then it goes to Egyptian, then to Norse, and then over into a bunch of other different pantheons. And I have to stop at like Norse, because that's just the last ones that I read, and I don't want to mix anything up. But it's all of these things popped in together, and it would work with the mist that it would see. It's the flame of the West that comes in. Like, they started the brightest spot with humanity and getting all those worship prayers and whatnots in, started with the Greeks, and that's the East. You could almost coin it a journey to the West. It's the flame of the West, which is the most powerful thing, basically, that the gods chase. So they start with Greece, then they move over to Rome, then they're moving further east with I think it was the Norse mythologies that came in, and the Egyptian mythologies, and all of it just moving over until you get to the lands of the West. Now it's North America, and we see Mount Olympus is where was Hermes delivering that package to the damn Empire State Building in New York. Yep. So it's that's their great power, the flame of the West, that it's moving literally from one side of the earth to the other, opposite, to get it going. Hey, Moni.
Yeah, we just started.
Yes, I've been binging these books. Just caught up with the show last night. Awesome. Hopefully, I'll catch you all soon next week. I hope so too. It's always a pleasure seeing you in here hanging with us. So yeah, we'll definitely be back next Monday we're caught up with the show now, I believe. So next Monday we'll just be talking about episode 5 and where that goes. Yeah. How many episodes did we
next Monday?
So we're gonna. I'm sorry,
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yes,
it comes out on Tuesday. I was like, wait.
That's right.
You see me? I'm like,
mixed up.
Girl, I'm like, hold on.
I just got back to work today from my vacation at the end of the year, y'all. Okay, don't judge me. My brain hasn't fully snapped back. But yes, absolutely. We'll be back chatting about episode 5 next Wednesday.
Yep.
And we also do need to get into what if. So maybe on Tuesday we'll do that first third of what if. We'll see after the weekend how the schedules look. So we got the Mother of Monsters going here, and these conversations I thought were really cool little interjections again of all the teams showing their thoughts on how they see things. And when we really get to it, Percy ended up he got hit early in the fight with a barb from the Chimera, and it didn't affect them right away.
No,
didn't affect them right away. But once they had that little sidebar outside of the train, then they got on it was when they got off the bus, then they got on the train. The train. No,
they were already off the bus. They were on the train. They were already on the train. Yep.
Right.
And then they got off that
having breakfast, and then they got off of that, and then they
ran.
Yeah, they were running. The Chimera was chasing them. Percy had gotten hit earlier with one of the barbs. Grover found it and pulled it out, but there was still some of that poison that got in.
I mean,
so the situation. Yeah. So the situation is now, what's happening with Percy? Are we going to be able to save him? Annabeth, of course, daughter of Athena, battle strategy. She sees the better contingent plan for her to be the one to stay and fight.
That's
get
funny.
them two out of there.
That was cute.
And Percy is like, yeah, all right, I feel you though, but here, take Riptide because you only got your dagger. Take this sword,
hold this.
And
hold
then
this
she
thing.
grabs it. And one of the greatest strategists, and mind you, I say one of the greatest because her mom is great, but also they said that she is like the #1 favored child of Athena that is alive in the world right now. The world.
Was.
Not just the United States, the whole world. She is the #1.
Was.
What? No.
Mommy's mad at her right now.
Right. She's mad at her right now, but she still
right now
was up there. We know that's how cool she is. So she grabs it, and she didn't see this coming. I don't know how. And Percy is still able, even in his weak form, to pull her out of place, switch rules, pull the door open. Why couldn't they open the door back?
Because once you leave an emergency area, it closes. But especially for that door, up high.
But
because it was a push door.
Closed. I thought they pulled the door open.
It was a push door.
When he pulled her out, he closed it from his side.
And he pulled it on his side because it was a push door. Because they had opened it. They had pushed it open and held it open. And
I was misremembering.
Yeah, because Grover couldn't pull the door open and hold him. So it was definitely a push door. And then he did the flipperoo switcheroo and pulled that bitch and it clicked.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. But either way, I feel
he was like
she should have seen that coming. Right.
Yeah.
Like, cause you all you gotta do is listen to how this boy talks.
He was telling her downstairs how he operates.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, I'm always gonna go for my people before I think about any of these other assholes.
I've had to do everything by myself. I've never had any help, so I've always had to figure it out. Like, my dad didn't help me. I'm here by myself, and I got to figure all this shit out. So he's figuring this shit out. He's like, listen, this is my mission. Why would I have you do this for me on my mission?
Exactly. It was my quest.
Here, girl.
Grover, you my protector, but I'm gonna protect you in this instance, though, buddy.
Yeah.
Because you my G right now, and Annabeth, I don't even really like you right now, but still, I can't have your death on my conscience. So whoop-de-whoop.
That is a lie. They
switcheroo.
No, that downstairs they had that conversation.
Do. Oh, they absolutely do.
Yeah, they had that conversation downstairs where he was like, "Well, I'd rather be if I had to choose between being with somebody I didn't like and being, with you, I would choose." And she was like, "Me?"
They are very much in their Ron and Hermione stage right now. So I'm gonna let them be there in their denial and just wait for them to finally get it together.
He's super cute. But I'm like, ma'am, you're so observant about the things that are coming around and going around, but you didn't see this boy drop like 5 colors. I was looking like he getting pale. Why is he so white? He's getting paler.
Not
baby. He looks sick.
You are one of the most learned people in that damn camp. How you didn't see this shit coming?
He pale. Hims is pale.
Grover pulled the stinger out, but the fact that he pulled it out means that it was in there, and that means that some of that venom had got in. Why don't you know how to look for these signs?
Well, they knew what it was too, because when the tail popped out and it stabbed him, I think Grover was like, it's a chimera or something like that. I remember him saying what it was.
Somebody said something about a chimera, yeah.
Before they got up and was like,
they didn't think about the venomness, in the tail, yeah.
Because I'm like, y'all just
and that what they did there is, I don't remember the book part, but I know it's very different from what they did in the movie. So yeah, it's interesting how they're doing this here. Very interesting. What's wrong?
I heard a beep and I was like, I didn't know what it was.
Random beepings.
Unless it's like the oven, which it could be. Somebody could be heating up stuff.
Somebody baking. Cooking up stuffs.
Probably just heating up stuffs. I'm like, yeah, that's what I think it is.
It's 10 o'clock already.
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, that's all right. We're near the end of this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after this fight, and Percy does a switcheroo that we just talked about, and there was a couple moments where when the camera was in the right angle, and it was going through that hole in the arches. I was like, wait, Percy, hey, there's fucking water right there. Just fall. Let her talk her shit and then just trip her up by falling. Just let go and do the waterbender.
Yeah, because I was like,
happened before. What? Hey,
I was like, but what was your plan?
Do you see the water? do you see the water though?
If she hadn't busted a hole,
still holding on?
What was the plan, sir? You're sick. You're leaking. You're not bleeding, but you're like, you're poisoned. So what was the plan?
Yo, you know what, Scott? I'm gonna give you a double big high five on that reference, bruv. For y'all that don't know what he's talking about, at least what I think he's talking about. I could be wrong. Scott, let me know. But I do believe that is a Xena reference with the ambrosia. And
my gosh.
Xena / Hercules, the legendary journeys, Xena warrior princess. Yes. Yes. Did he ever learn to swim? It don't matter. It does not matter that he learned to swim, because we'll save that for the end of this.
I would assume he learned to swim because they like going to the beach all the time. That was her spot to go.
Well, there's that, and then we also saw that little bit of flashback
with the cute baby Percy.
Oh yes. Oh, it looks like that could be his little brother in real life. Like that like they look that similar. That was great casting.
Oh gosh,
that little cameo right there.
Listen, just trying to put in my pocket. Let us go.
That was great.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, he was absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable.
Yeah, so I assume he knew how to swim.
He knows how to swim, but the fact that he was scared of the water at first, I think, is interesting, and I think that's why they honed in on that a little bit. But also, Percy, hello. You're the dumbest smart person that I know. You're a son of fucking Poseidon. Bruh,
if you fell into the water,
you're trapped underwater, just breathe.
He knew that the water healed him. So I'd be like,
I would be in there like, dude, I would literally be trying to suck in all of the water.
I'm falling first of all, from the arches.
You know you've been poisoned. Let's backtrack a little bit. You know you've been poisoned. Yes. And they had the right idea to take you to the water, but why the fuck didn't you drink the water? Because the poison is inside your body, bro.
No.
Like too much?
That's too much sense.
Too soon for me to think that they should be that smart.
That's a little too much. I would have tried to drink that nasty water and be like, but I would have tried. But then he fell into the Mississippi, or that river. Is it Mississippi River? I'm going to say Mississippi. It's real nasty.
Yeah.
And that's even nastier because I don't know what they were using as the stunt tank, but I'm like,
he didn't have to taste it. All he had to do was breathe, and his inner gills would filter that shit out anyway.
I'm like, y'all made this water brown. That's yucky. But I'm like, I would have fallen all the way down in there. But
I mean, also you see that, and it is another stupid tangent that has nothing to do with nothing.
I didn't want to drink that funky water.
We know that Poseidon exists. Yo, why you got the fucking Hudson in New York looking so dirty, bro? Why you got all these waterways?
Because it ain't his
over
business.
Here looking like trash and being disgusting and toxic, bro. Come on, Poseidon, get your shit together though.
No,
I'm mad. I'm a little mad.
Busy.
Interpret a filter.
Come on.
He did not change the
It was
filter that month.
real brown.
And that was just bad. Yeah. Just bad. Look, super brown.
Yeah, so
and you know what? It seems like that because he was holding it. And low-key though, I felt him on that because I was side-eyeing that person too. I couldn't tell if that was a siren, and sirens are usually always negative in the stories. So I didn't know if that really was a friend or a foe trying to trick him into something else.
Well, did you watch with the captions on?
Breathe right away.
Did you watch with the captions on?
No.
I usually watch with the captions on, and it said Nerid at the bottom, and I was like, "Who is Nerid?" But don't tell me. But I was like, "Who is Nerid?" It's like Neirid. That's what they called the little thingy. And I was like, "Is this like a Loch Ness monster thing?" Because I couldn't tell what it looked like because you couldn't really see. I'm like, "Is it a neck? Is it like finsies?"
The way she was talking was reminiscent of a siren, but there's also water beings called nymphs. Like nymphs, I think a lot of people confuse with naiads and dryads. I think that they tend to get mixed up sometimes in the same pool, but they are different. And like the water part is the nymphs. And actually, now I'm thinking about, I think the naiads are water parts too. But I think that's what that was. They are protectors and like helpers of Poseidon.
Because she really sounded like his mom. At first, I thought it was his mom.
A little bit.
Voice,
yeah.
I was like, that sounds like his mom. But I was like, maybe he could be like not hallucinating it, but hearing it.
No, I don't think he was hallucinating at all. No, I think I think it was an actual being that was there.
And, no. I know the being was there, but I'm saying it sounded like his mom. And I'm like, I wonder, did he hallucinate her voice? That's what I'm thinking.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Okay, because I'm sitting here like, girl, is that his mom? That can't be his mom. It says Nerid.
I knew that he wasn't really going to pay attention unless it was something that was familiar to him, which would be, and the safest thing would be his mom's voice.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a really cool episode. I think
really
enjoyed that
episode. Purposely, and that was done really coolly.
The only downside is that it's so fucking short. I was hollering at the end. I was like, "Are you telling me this is it?"
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice the time.
Me neither until it ended. And I was like,
because I was in a rush. Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, black screen,"
and then notice it all.
And then the credits started rolling, and I was just like,
"Wait, hold on. There's supposed to be more here, though." Yeah. Don't touch luck.
Why you ran? Okay. I was definitely mad. I sat there. I sat like this for a minute. I had to cut it and shrink it down. I was like,
wait, is that it?
I was mad. I was mad.
15 minutes.
It did feel like 15 minutes.
Okay, wait. Does his dad need to be? No.
I don't think so because he wasn't at the camp, right?
Right. Yeah. Poseidon doesn't need to be there as long as Percy is in or near water and he could draw it to himself. He can heal any wound.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Poseidon himself doesn't actually have to be there. And yeah, I know like one of the early ones I'd watched. I felt short, but yeah, I didn't.
The first one was short.
This one was.
The first one was like 39 minutes. The next one was like 40 something, and the one after that was like 40 something, and then this one, the latest one was shortened again. I keep trying to get the rest of the times, but I can't find them anywhere.
Yeah. Because they don't want us to know.
They need to tell me.
Actually, my last note on this episode was the son of Poseidon learns to breathe underwater. And I put that down specifically because that is not a thing that I remember from the book in this situation, in this specific situation. That he has to learn and like be told that he can actually do that underwater. It's very interesting that they brought it back to that. And yeah, right, Money. Yeah, you're right. Because the lake that came, it wasn't connected to any oceans. It was just a waterway. And it is, I think, needed to know. And I do believe it will come up at least once in this season. And definitely it'll be all throughout, I think, season 2, is these different bodies of water. You need to pay attention to what part of the world that they are in and what people's lore that they are connected to, because that has a lot to do with the power that Poseidon might have in any certain region. You have to remember these groups of gods. There are more gods than this in the world. And I think somebody had mentioned something in the chat about American gods. I didn't read the whole thing, but that calls into question. It makes you pull from your memory, like there are definitely other pantheons or other gods that are in this world that are going around things all at the same time. So you forget that there are other water deities out there, other deities that are older than Poseidon that have been there before. And at different times, it's never a really huge thing, but it is mentioned at a couple different intervals in some of the books. Like somebody has to start a quest off doing this, but they end up finding this person instead, and they get a part of the story that they never knew before. So it's very interesting to follow these. I always encourage anyone to read. And I know young adult books are not everything, are not always, able to be consumed by us in our adult years. But if you can hack it, I definitely recommend checking out the source material on this, because it's very rich in mythology, very accurate in how a lot of the mythologies were. So I just highly recommend you check them out. And so for these 2 eps, we'll do them separately. Say episode 3. How many tridents are you going to give episode 3, Meeks? You guys in the chat, let us know how many tridents. From 0 out of 10 tridents, where do you rate episode 3?
I'm gonna say episode 3 is a 7 tridents. I liked it a lot.
Okay,
but I wanted more.
It was a bit lackluster.
It was a little bit slower. It was more like information gathering, so we had to see
a bit more world building.
And the Medusa part was just so quick, even though it was very entertaining. It was very good. I wish I had more.
Hit hard though. It hit. So
I'll give that a 7.
All right, so episode 3, a 7. All right. For me, episode 3, I think I'm gonna go for like a 7.95, because while they had a good chunk of stuff in there, I think there's a few things that they could have done better. I did like very much how they played Medusa. I enjoyed it a lot, and hopefully we do get to see her respawn someplace else. I can't remember if she does in any of the later books, but we'll see if she pops in. And so for episode 4, where are you going with that, Meeks?
I'm gonna give that one an 8.5 because that bitch is short. You understand me?
It was short, but it did hit.
It's so good. It's so good. I really like. I think this might be my favorite episode, even though it's the shortest, because we got to see how they actually think on their feet. Like before, they had enough time to sit there and like him and Ha, like, oh, well, do we go into there? Do we not? She's not attacking us. This lady was attacking your ass, so you decide if you want it.
Right?
Sit there and do what you did before if you want to. Okay, little scrappy dude was going to smudge on you, so you got to figure it out. So I do like that, but I just so irritated that it's so freaking short. Oh my gosh. And I loved everything that happened in it, but that shortness really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 8.25 for that one. Also, I did really like everything that was in it. I do wish that there was more that they put in it. There is more that they could have put in. And I'm really still looking. This is kind of like a House of the Dragon for me. Like every new episode that comes out, it adds more to the richness of the world, and it pulls me in even deeper. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is my favorite so far. What do we have? 2 or 3 more to go for this? 4. Okay. All right, so we're all caught up now for what is out. So episode 5 discussion will be next Wednesday. And I think Tuesday we'll get into What If. We were supposed to do that last week while I was on vacay, but I was on vacay and then I didn't feel good for a couple of them days. So I had to sit down and rest myself.
Yep.
So we will do What If, and I believe it is done now. I do still have to watch the last 2 eps I've missed, but we'll be doing episodes 1, 2, and 3 for What If on Tuesday, and then again Wednesday we'll be back here for Percy episode 5. Thank you everyone that was in the chat with us. We got one last thing here from Moni. So have to get back to you with the tridents. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for like all 4 of them all together. That's a good. It's a solid.
They are big.
It's a solid 8 for me altogether. Altogether, all 4 episodes, solid 8.
Yeah. For everything that we have now, yeah, absolutely, solid 8. I agree.
If they can stick the landing.
Yes, yeah, and we only have a few more episodes, and I think they can.
I think they can.
They've been going great so far. I think this is going to end up being much like House of the Dragon, to where they do keep up the momentum and they end good. Like
the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones.
The first 4. We won't talk about the rest of that nonsense.
Listen.
Anyway, back to the fun times though, and the happy feelings. Yeah, we don't want to go to the shadow right now, Meeks. Again, come back and hang with us next week. If you missed it by chance, the writers group that I'm in with some very awesome folks, one of which is Our Lady Nikki, 50% of House of Thousand Eyes and One. You know, those ladies have been on my channel a few times, and they were with me and Meeks on our finale stream for House of the Dragon. If you haven't watched that, go check it out. It was a bunch of laughs and a good time.
Yes.
And like I was saying, if you missed it, there's some original stories from my writers group for Christmas, as well as for the spooky season. I did the prompts that we did for spooky season. I was not able to complete my one for the Christmas season, so maybe you'll catch me on that one next year. But definitely go check out all those vids. I do have them in different playlists. Spooky season for one, holiday festival season for another. Please leave some comments, honest critiques, y'all. We are people that like constructive criticism, because you can't ever grow and better yourself without constructive criticism. So let us know your thoughts. Please listen to our stories and tell us how you think we could improve them if they need improvement. And definitely check out Meeks. Meeks always has 1,000 and 10 things coming up. Yes, K-dramas, TV shows, maybe games, a movie stuff through here or there, some games. If you didn't know, she got a gaming channel too. And all her links are down below. You don't even got to go search for them. Just scroll down like 2 little scoots, and you're right there. All her stuff in a line. And like I said, Tuesday we'll be back here talking about some What If. And Wednesday we'll be back with Percy Jackson, episode 5. Yeah. So we hope you have enjoyed the show thus far. We've been enjoying it. It's great.
Yes.
We're going to continue enjoying it to the end. Thank you.
Yes.
Our Lady, Moni G, Mother Roan. Scroll back up. Circle Brothers. Ron, always a pleasure tag teaming on you. And I always say, Ron, we need to get you on here, bruh. Like, for real, because you know I be forgetting some things, okay? Jump to the DMs. Let's chat. Lady Amy, thank you for coming around. I believe Damaris was in here earlier. Scott of Greywater Watch. This lets me go up so far. The Novice, thank you for coming in earlier. Felicia, it was great seeing you. Hit me up for real. You know, you're always so in to come through for the trivia things. We've been looking for you. Our regulars have been looking for you, just so you know. You are missed, my lady. And we hope to see you again in there. And again, all right, got Damaris up here. Okay, I think maybe that was it. Yeah. I can only go so far. If we missed you, I apologize. Shout yourself out down there in the comments. And also, again, let us know what shows you want us to cover, because Percy's is going to be over in a few episodes.
Yep.
And What If is already done, so we'll need something else to chat about. I have been thinking about doing a retro watch, though, of Eureka, oddly enough, and Warehouse 13, but I don't know. We'll chat about that. See if we can get Meeks on board with us. I don't know. I'm gonna have to create some time and like give to her to see if it gets done. But anywho, anything else for you, Meeks?
No, that's it.
All right. We'll catch y'all next week.
Bye.